Hello, I'm ABX Toy Cat, and welcome to the Superflat Survival Stream. This is part 5 in a series that, wow, have you not known the series? The great thing about this series, I say as I plug in my controller, the great thing about this is the fact that we have managed to survive in a Superflat to the stage where we not only have a house and a little bit of a farm, but also where we are going to be able to fish by using the mechanics of mob farming and the mechanics of zombie spawning to eventually allow ourselves to actually have full-on, not like partially, full-on mobs that drop, ready to be punched one to death, giving us our 1 in 20 iron chance, giving us the 7 ingots we need for a cauldron, and thus the ability to fish and so much more. It's going to be intense, it's going to be crazy, but I look forward to joining you on this journey. So let's get straight into it. First things first, we need to chop down trees. The reason we need so much wood is because our design uses a ton of wood. We need trapdoors for the thing. We need a lot of wood, so that's a given. Also, Charlie Dodds, thank you for the first tip of the stream.
Hope you are well. Here's your lobster roll money. Spend it wisely.
The saddest thing in the world. Let me tell you the very saddest thing. This is not a first world problem. This is literally the worst thing that has happened in the world today. Thank you, Charlie Dodds, by the way. I hate these guys so much. The worst thing that happened in the world today is I found a place that did, like I was at a food marketplace, and I found a place that had this delightful looking mac and pulled pork. It was very good, and I ordered it. And then just after ordering, I found a lobster roll place. But you can't have 2 lunches. I mean, I want to have 2 lunches, but my body, like the hunger regulation in my body is like, well, is that a smart idea? And long story short, it's very terrible. So, hi, IBX. Do you know if you put zombies of armor underwater and turn them into drowns, you'd get their equipment at full durability? Yeah, I have heard that that is one of the weird bedrock bugs that still exists. We could maybe take advantage of that if we really want to, but I'm not so sure. Oh no, what a conundrum, says Charlie Dodds. Exactly, you understand my struggles. So, Mr. Doggo asked how many iron ingots I have so far. I'm still at 2, but yesterday was all about building the farm. Today is all about finishing the farm, and we'll just do some light testing to see if it works. And if not, we might need to expand, we might need to test some other things. But the basic premise works right now, but we're gonna make sure it works efficiently enough to be worth standing at before the end of today's stream. That's the plan. We're gonna see if it works. Also, I don't have any space in my inventory for these woods, so what I'm gonna do is I'm deliberately gonna wait until this axe breaks, and then I'll use the slot that the axe is taking up. That is my absolute stonks move. But yeah, IBX, what will you do after getting iron? I'm gonna go fishing. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Fishing in a Superflat feels like it shouldn't be able to happen, but you better believe that it can. So I'm just gonna throw that on the ground so we can pick up some saplings and place those saplings over there. We also have some slime balls. Don't want the slime balls. There we go. We're good to go. Just wait for this to happen. Also, thank you very much for the tip. Wow. How generous to so early in a stream. Riggins Rally Girl, another graveyard tonight. So I shall listen to your voice as I listen to as I drift off to Dreamland. You know, wait. Actually, you said drift to Dreamland. You didn't say drift off. So I'm gonna picture you like in a rally car. Wait, you're Riggins Rally Girl. You love to rally. So it's gonna be like, you know, the way you go to sleep is you go round a corner. You know, I learned today. I learned some fun facts. Money for lunch, says Kaya Sarin. I guess I can have 2 lunches tomorrow. I guess it's been solidified. Yeah, also fish, says the Winter's Gem. Yes, indeed, fish, if you'll believe it. So yeah, the reason we're placing all of these pathway blocks, in case you have missed what we've done so far, is that pathway blocks cannot spawn on mobs cannot spawn on pathway blocks. Yeah, I'm excited for fish because then we'll be able to, once we have fish, we'll be able to have a source of food that's just easy to get. But there's also so many other benefits to fish that I'm just kind of looking forward to. I mean, after fishing, any long-time goals? I mean, is fishing not a long-term goal? We can just spend days fishing if we want to. It'll be a lot of fun, in my opinion. Yeah, I also Bearded Wanderer remembered before you came on. Oh, that's exciting. I didn't even see it. Can't believe that. It doesn't show my list, I guess, because I wasn't streaming. That makes it even 10 for the week, says McBella. Thank you very. What a delightful arithmetic to be. Oh right, it's just showed up on the screen now. I was like, what does that come from? Thank you very much, McBella. I appreciate it. But a long time since I caught one of your streams. I just finished marine basic training. Oh, you're training to be a fish scientist. That's what marines are, right? They're the people who work on biology. I think I missed something. What did you start with? Says Prenif I can't believe you haven't watched the 4 2-hour-long streams. You haven't watched 8 hours. Oh, look, by the way, it's daytime and a zombie just fell. That is a sign that our farm is working, and because he fell down a block, he also dies in one punch. Oh wow, it's happened twice in a row now. And then we get some rotten flesh. And so yeah, that's the basic premise here. There's even another zombie up there and a spider. We don't really care about those though. So as you can see, the thing is working, fun and well and great. I think this is probably the highest priority for us to dig out because oh wow, I think everything else is kind of important, but this is going to be the extra fun bit. I don't know if I should shovel this or if I should put half slabs down. I'm kind of leaning towards doing both in a very ugly hybrid system. And so you better believe, here is precisely that now. Mobs can spawn on dirt blocks, but they can't spawn on bedrock. So if we just cover the bedrock in half slabs, then everything looks exactly how we want it to be. And then if we just make everything else oh god, the zombie, right, we have to kill them. Oh wait, why did he only, maybe he fell onto that half slab, and that's the big problem. Ooh yeah, I hope that's what happened. Otherwise we've got a serious problem in our life. I mean, Marines is in the U.S. military branch. The ones that eat crayons. That's
Mr.
funny.
Yes. Once you get an infinite water source, are you going to build a traditional mob grinder?
I've never actually built a mob grinder because I just, it's not like a farm that excites me, or interests me, or makes me feel anything, honestly. You know, should a farm make you feel something, or should it just be a way to collect mobs, though? Is maybe the more interesting point there. Unpopular opinion, Metric and Imperial are both valid. Anyone complaining about the elf system because they are too dumb to be able to convert measurements. Yeah, but the thing is, wouldn't it be great if we didn't have to convert measurements? Right? Like, in one of the... Oh, it's weird seeing underneath there. One of the cool things that we could have had as a possibility, but we do not have... Yeah, I think I'm going to dig underneath these later, just so I can see... I think it'd be really cool to look at, like a half slab above the bedrock void. It'd look pretty cool. If we can do stuff like that, I think it'd look pretty great. But yeah, going back to your comment. Sorry for diverging away from it. But to your thing is, I think imagine how much better the world could be if you didn't have to convert. If we had one system instead of two. A lot of people argue that there's like a value that comes from the diversity in various systems. So a lot of people like the fact that we speak a ton of languages, because the fact that we speak different languages means we have those like awkward moments and like, oh, there are things that mean different things in my language, and that's like a interesting part of culture for a lot of people. And you know, that's a fair point. I mean, I don't agree that it's a fair point, but that's a point that a lot of people make. But when it comes to units of measurement, we've already gone down to like basically 2 sets. And so wouldn't it just be convenient if we were at 1 set instead of 2 set? Like the old system of feet and, you know, miles and stuff like has this weird history to it that is really good. But I just, okay, I'm gonna go to bed, by the way. Okay, I cannot go to bed. Why can I not go to bed? Wait, oh, it's an Enderman. I was like, what? Is there an end portal here? What have I done without realizing it? So yeah, we got a zombie here and we got a zombie there. I think if they're in my boats, they won't be able to mess with my spawn. I'm hoping that there's some truth to that. I don't have a sword on me. I guess I should go make one so I can go actually get through the night. It's been a while since I've... Okay. Oh, also, maybe get some leather armor. I think mine started falling off bit by bit. So that could be nice too. Let's go to bed and let's wake up and do some stuff. Why don't you combine the shovels in your inventory for more durability, says Chicken Master 365. Yeah, I'm really excited. One of the things I want to do today, okay, this is dumb to be excited about, but like everything that you've ever cared about is dumb to be excited about if you really get down to it. So let's not. Oh, what? I didn't pick up the I didn't pick up any saplings, so we need to go do that real quick. Sapling, and there we go. We've still got 3 trees. We're beyond good as far as that goes. Which is good to know. Hope you can get Q&A Saturday today, says Lego Show TV. I was thinking of doing a Q&A Sunday. I got like halfway through getting the questions for Q&A Saturday, and I was like, I'll take a break on this, make sure I get it right, rather than rushing through it. It's a hard thing to do as a creator, that, because, you know, like all the analytics are like screeching at you, like, no, don't wait, make video now. Do you want to starve? But I decided to do it anyway. Maybe I regret that. Okay, so combine these together. Then we switch some shovels out for some fresher shovels. One by one, apparently, because of my inventory mess. But yeah, we wanna have a ton of broken shovels, and I'm gonna combine them together, and it's gonna be beautiful to look at. Trust me when I say that. Just trust me. So yeah, we're gonna dig down over here. Oh right, I see the issue of what I'm gonna do. Oh, that was really stupid. Yeah. Let's just place those back. we'll just dig down in this corner. And so the entire area around this, I'm gonna mine out like this. Just so that way, underneath the slab, look, can you see this little gap we can see there? That way there'll be some bedrock through there. And it'll look kind of cool, I hope. We'll see if that actually works out that way. Godlike shovel. Yeah, I'm gonna make a shovel from the ruined bits of as many different shovels as we can. Oh, I hear a zombie. Is he gonna come after me? We're fine. So we're gonna keep going until the slabs move around, and then we'll move with them. So, just mine some stone, it's that easy. Yeah, why have we been using wooden tools when we could have just mined some stone? You know what, TBH, Smelly, your opinions are smelly too. I was thinking about something interesting today, because I went to an aquarium today. I don't know if you guys have heard of aquarium, but get this. You go to a place and you look at fish. And, I don't know, maybe there's more to it, but as best I can tell, you do in fact look at fish. Okay, that's an accident, but it's fine. Okay, I can hear the zombies directly above me now. So you go to a big room where there's some fish lying around. It's a lot of fun. And so one of the things I realized is it's an expensive thing if you've never been to an. It's like they charge real money. It was £37 or something. Like it was pretty ludicrous. And it's funny because like children are the target audience for most aquariums. Most aquariums, not all aquariums, but they're a large part of the. They're not the target audience, they're like one of the audiences, right? Same with a zoo. I like going to a zoo as an adult sometimes, but you've got to admit, like, oh yeah, seeing the animals, it's a thing you take your children to do. Like it's a societal convention we have. And there's this weird aspect to basically everything about society where we kind of just want our kids, we want our young, oh, wow, there's literally 5 zombies and not another single mob. We kill them all, and hopefully, one of them... Oh, okay, well, I'll take a leather helmet for now. Oh, I guess I can't do anything with that leather helmet for now. We'll keep going with our pathway plan. But basically, we have this basic vibe as a species that what we really want from our children, because like if you go to the aquarium. Most of the children there who are like, again, like parents will take their children because they're excited for their children to do the same thing that they did. And a lot of the children there are like bored. They're like, can I have the iPad? I don't want to be here anymore. Why am I don't know, I saw a lot of very disinterested children. There were some that really liked it. And there are a lot that were like, what am I doing here? How'd I get roped into this one, huh? And I thought that was really funny, or really interesting, at the very least. Because it makes you question, like, well, if this isn't the child's first choice, and ostensibly the parents are going because it's for the children, then why would you go and do something, like, you know, if it's just as easy to, oh no, we made a mistake. If it's just as easy to not do that, then why don't people? And I think there's this interesting thing we have as a species. Because... you know, like, there's so many bad things that happen where we're like, oh yeah, and people need to go through this bad thing just like I did. And it's weird because I think that this is ingrained into us part of culture. Like, I don't know, people will rent a house for so many years and then be like, well, you know, now that I've done that and I've rented, I'm gonna not only buy a property for me to live in so I don't have to rent anymore, I'm gonna rent out a property to other people so they can be paying my mortgage or whatever. You know, the myths we tell about renting and buy-to-lets and whatever else. But I think we do that with children a little bit, where like everything that was in your childhood, you kind of assume is just like what should be a part of a childhood for someone else. One of the weirder examples of that I think is true, because I was thinking about it, one of the things that makes me genuinely sad is one of the, like as I grew up, there's like loads of pictures of me. Also, you can equip armor straight from the from that slot right there. That's really cool. I didn't know you could do that. I wouldn't have guessed you could do that. But yeah, when I was young, I thought it was really cool. Like, there's so many photos of me. There's a photo of me bathing in the sink. I don't know why, but like, there's all these like photos, and it's like cool to see a little record. But in the modern age, I feel like that's not a thing that anyone really does or needs to or wants to do anymore, because we all have like digital copies. You would never have a physical photo album. Okay, so we've got all of these shovels down into the all down into the black zone now, right? Look at this, chat. I've got so many shovels, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, one by one, combine these shovels together, get the 5% durability bonus, until eventually I have a mega shovel. All of these shovels have literally, I mean, it's not literally none, but the 0 on the bar, and we're going to see what happens if you combine them together. Theoretically, 5% should be enough that over a long, like, 20 shovels should just make a full one anyway, and I'm sure somewhere in there there's enough durability for it. But it's still surreal to just do this, you know, to know that shovels that were so close to dying they were literally going to disintegrate into nothing can eventually, if we take all the right parts from each of them. It's the shovel of Theseus, right? We're taking all the different parts from all the different shovels, slowly replacing it. And is this still the original shovel, or is this a tiny collection of all of them? I used to be the shovel of Theseus, and we then broke this one down until it was next to nothing and repaired this all the way up. It's not a very good use of time, I do have to say. But it's a good use of vibes. And that's what really matters. Oh, there we go. Look at this. The shovel is going places. Add that one to that. Oh, yeah. It took, I don't know how many shovels, but we have basically a fully repaired shovel there. So we spent all that time, just a fun reminder. Did you see all that time I just spent? And here's how long I can use that shovel for. No, yeah, I think one of the weirdest parts of, like, one of the most unconscious parts of humans is this desire to, like, bring onto the next generation the same or better that we were brought onto ourselves. Like, it's such a hard pill to swallow to be like, actually, what if things were to get worse for a bit? And no one would accept it. We'd just be like, no. I'm just going to wait till someone says that actually things are going to be okay. That's why no one ever... we have a lot of slime balls around here. Where do all these... I guess there must be slime spawning up there. Which means I might have accidentally picked a slime chunk. Somehow. I really hope not. But the slime balls they're telling a story. They're telling some form of story. Things, in fact, will get worse from here. In many ways, too, right? And, like, that's an okay part of growth, one would say. Unless... Oh, there we go. That's a skeleton. It's actually gonna... Okay, let's go. Oh, he's got armor, so he can actually seriously hurt. Look at those are the slimes you threw yourself. But there were, like, 3 sets of them, Charlie E. Dodds. That's, like, the first one I was like, oh, these are my slimes from before. But then I saw more and more of them, and it made me realize, maybe not, huh? Okay, so now I'm gonna start... I've started working from the inside out. I'm going to start working from the outside in, so we have this lovely ring for a bit that spawns mobs in. Because right now, look how useful that is, like having a specific area that mobs spawn. We can get a ton of raw chicken if we wanted to. We get some sheep, so we can get all sorts of things. But now I'm gonna go to make more shovels because I very badly need them. Anyway, do you see any cool fish? Mr. Cat says Darkadest 666. I saw some penguin. I don't know why are there penguins at the aquarium? I love penguins a lot though. There was a big reassuring person, like you know, like a student lady of some form being like, well, actually, penguins like it more in this captivity than in the wild. And I was like, well, there goes any concerns I had. You know, let's take that at face value and not have any more questions about that. And so that's exactly what I did. Yeah, basically, because they eat fish, maybe. Yeah, I mean, but like, what animals don't eat fish? They should have humans at the aquarium, because humans eat fish, right? That's my argument. So what happened to the yoga mat, says Katie Akuma. The $10,000 yoga mat, we just had so many sales, we had to cancel it because it was such a popular product. We couldn't match supply. Match demand, I guess, with supply. By the way, I've been really enjoying this series. How you been finding it so far, chat? I I think that this is such a big build, but it's been so fun to like put the time in and try and make it work. Let me know what you think though. Also, what do you think is...
Do you think the future is more Star Trek or Soylent Green?
I think that people like to believe that we have this... also, I'm going to pour myself a drink. But people like to believe there's a future... Well, oh man, literally grew right in front of me. People like to believe that there's a future where we have post-scarcity and all human problems go away. But I think humans need to evolve ourselves some amount in a way that we can't do over generation or 2 or 3 or 10 to deal with the problems that a future that has all of the tech that we need will provide. Honestly, we don't even have the brains to deal with the tech that we have right now. We have these sources of mass information that we just immediately started using as sources of mass disinformation. We have no idea how to like work out who is trusty and not, you know, distributing, and so we're just like, maybe if everyone does it. I don't know, man. I'm gonna take 1 stack of this, by the way. But they do have humans at the aquariums just as visitors or employees, says Shadowy Gaming. Oh man, you're right. That blows my mind. There are humans at the aquarium. I'd love to, you know, take your kids to the aquarium and then be like, look, it's a human, and like point at the employees. What is your diet like? Do you eat a wide variance? Also, thank you, Lisa Powers. Ouch. Very mean. What is your diet like? Where is your habitat? Can you show me pictures of where you live? I would like to see where you come from. What is your, you know, what is your mating ritual like? Do you put on like fancy trainers like I've seen in the videos? Oh, that's I don't know, a suit, I guess, like a low-cut dress. I don't even know. I'd have so much fun. You know, go to the zoo and act like the people are an exhibit. Like, it'll definitely get you kicked out for harassment, and also, like, that's a zoo person. I feel like working at a zoo would make you emotionally fragile, right? Because you work with animals all day, and so if you enjoy working with animals all day, there's a good chance you hate humans. That's, you know, just my controversial stance here. So I don't know if we're going up 3 blocks for the next layer or 2, but I'm gonna guess it's 3. It's almost always 3. Oh, is it 3 block? Wait, 3 block? Is it there or is it there? I genuinely don't know. Also, we've done this at a wrong place in time. We need to like... Is it cheaper to break the... No, we need to have this be over there. So this is a thing over here. Now we know how Toy Cat dresses on a date. Fancy trainers and a low-cut dress. Ah, diluted Dante, you're revealing my secrets. You're a fish in a bowl, just ask Klaus Schmidt. Klaus Schmidt, I'll ask him if I am a fish in a bowl. Oh, I think that's the, I think that is the American Dad fish, right? Maybe, that you're referring to? I'm not sure. Also, I just realized it'll get a lot darker under here because of the dirt that we're placing above, which probably works in our favor, actually. Okay, so place those down. Place some of these over here, too. And yeah, I think it probably is going to be 3 blocks up, right? 3 blocks up, and then they can fall down, and then from there they can fall down to the ground. I work with people all day and I hate humans, says John Parker. Right, what if I told you there were jobs where you never had to speak to humans? You'd be like, wow, sign me up. And then I can reveal to you that... Also, by the way, this is the shovel that I almost broke all the way. Now I'm combining it with a fully repaired shovel. Is this still the same shovel that I started with, you know? Like, at what point have I repaired the shovel so much that it becomes a full new entity? And the answer is we don't really know as humans, and stop asking. Okay, so keep on placing slabs on here. Keep on placing the blocks down here. Okay, I've placed a lot of slabs over here already, it seems. Yeah, long story short, I think that zoo people... Again, am I wrong about this? My vibe has always been... Like, most zoos, like, ask for volunteers too, so it really is just people who love animals that much. So it'd feel extra mean to do that. There was an American at the zoo today. You wanna hear about my... I should have asked what her habitat was like, because I asked where she was from. And she was, like, from California, apparently. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. I should have been like, what What is the environment like there? I don't know why I have to speak slowly to zoo employees in my mind. Yeah, evening people, says Bearded Wanderer. Good evening. What brings you into my lovely stream today? Lovely stream. Definitely overselling it. What brings you into my okay stream today? You must be 15 blocks from the edge of the spawning platform for the light level to be 0. So this is going to go out quite far in each direction, huh? But yeah, I'm hoping the blocks we place above it will do some work too. And then, yeah, it'll all work out. It'll all just work out in a way that we don't have to be specific about right now. Getting another block here is going to be tricky, so we place a half slab there, place our block off of it, and this is going to be the next layer, which we'll go around on. Anyway, so I've got a beverage to drink today. So this is my farm that I'm working on. If you want to take a look at it, get a feel for the thing. So I've got my cool IBX toy drink again today. I'm using a jar now instead of a can because a can, I don't know, like no one wants to clean a can, right? For some reason. So anyway, I've got some limes in there. And I'm gonna make a cocktail. So ingredient 1 in my cocktail is Fanta Mango. Again, I've got these weird American, but not America flavors. Like America, South America, the continent flavors, not America, the country flavors. We throw some Fanta in there. So I've got some Fanta, and I've got some lime. And you know what goes on top of Fanta and lime? That's right. Oh, the lid is invisible. That's so weird. That's right. Kiko Man's less salt soy sauce. We're going to put some of that in there. Oh, this is such a cool bottle for it. You can maybe guess that there's something. You know, what's more impressive, chat? If I just go over the thing that this is. Like, I love reusing bottles of things because this genuinely looks like I'm pouring soy sauce now, right? Like, put a little soy sauce in there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm wrong and dumb. But enjoy a beverage, maybe. Will the cocktail be furious? Aren't all cocktails furious, really? Anyway, 3 more channels got hacked by crypto scammers, says Bri 10,002. The incentive for hacking like famous accounts just goes up and up. I love that Q command stuff. I switched back from less salt soy sauce to full salt soy sauce recently, Scott Taylor. And let me tell you, oh, was that a mistake? It tastes so bad now. Like I don't fully understand it. It's like a level of terrible that just makes me wanna not alive much longer. Okay, so how did you find Mango Fanta? Is it a British thing? I haven't been able to find it in America. We have a lot of American imports that aren't from America at all, because there's actually like a lot of like barriers to dealing certain types of trade with America. And so instead we'll like put American labels on things and just import it from Germany, or in this case from South America.
Mr. Toy Cat, can you explain how flat worlds work to the new arrivals?
Sure. Thank you very much again, Anastasia Crawford. So if you are new around here, hello. The way the Superflat, so a flat world is different to a Superflat world. A Superflat world is a Java feature where you get a flat world, but structures still generate. Villages are the most notable one, but other structures can generate too. This is called a flat world. The reason this is flat world survival is that we're playing with the bedrock flat setting. That means that you just get flat ground in every direction, no structures. This is actually really great if you're playing creative. In fact, it used to be that the game would literally not let you start a world unless you were in creative. It was literally just meant for creative only. However, in the recent previews, they made it so you could start the world in survival, and for a while you didn't have your achievements turned off. Yeah, as a result, have you ever tried to use social media scammers to your advantage? I have an account with 25,000 followers on Instagram, pretending to be an old man. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of money to be made in social media marketing. People realize this, and then there's a huge gold rush to follow that, and we'll see how that goes. But anyway, back to my point. So Superflat survival, the flat world survival is really hard because we have to survive in a game mode that is effectively just made for creative. There's 1 block of grass, 2 blocks of dirt, and 1 block of bedrock. How do you do anything? You have to make the most of mob drops. You have to make the most of that 1 bonus chest. It spawns in once and not again. And it's very hard, to say the least. But again, I find that very hard nature is something that makes it extra appealing in its own weird way, right? And, okay, so now we're going to place some more slabs. Because I need to get over there now. Place some of these. And then make a few of these. And we're going to use these to get over so we can... If we need to, like, place things on the top here. So we'll build it from... I guess up here works. So just place a few blocks. And then where this is... Okay, we need to actually remove this one. We'll do it in a second. Where this is, we have some more dirt. I think we're actually a block too high up. So we place the block, and then we go underneath the block to place the real block. Is that still too high? Yes, it is. So, actually, yeah, which of those is correct? I genuinely can't tell. But yeah, so the farm continues. We keep growing and doing stuff. At the very least, yeah, this is one block too high. So this is correct now. And so we place 3 blocks here and 3 blocks here. And then we also put our same trapdoor where possible on here so that mobs can fall off. And a trapdoor over there and over there. And the idea being that mobs can fall from down here over to here. Oh, they're taking a part of damage for some reason. Why did that take a... That was a 3 block fall, right? You can take a 3 block fall without damage. Can you not? Wait, chat. So... I'm going to fall down this gap here. Why am I taking half a heart? 1, 2, 3. Oh, is this a block further up? Oh, I guess I really messed that up, huh? Oops. I think that means they're going to die when they hit the ground. Unless we fix that. Yeah, that is what that means. Okay, so we're just going to see how this farm works at night. It could work very well. It could work very poorly. We don't know until we try it. Again, it's not going to work fully effectively until we remove all of the mobs in this area around here. But again, we can't really test that right now. For now, this is just what we've got. We stand vaguely around here, and we see what happens. For some reason, the spider doesn't care about me. So yeah, if I stand about here... Okay, no, he's going to come after me anyway. I remember I used to take extra full damage on stairs. That stuck. Oh yeah, there was this weird slab damage problem that Minecraft had for a while there. Anyway, I'm going to continue to drink my lovely soy sauce. Oh, God. Oh, man. Very rude. Very rude. So, yeah, all this time, and we've only got 1 skeleton so far. It was working very well and very effectively a second ago. Oh, he spawned. I know. Okay, so I don't understand the damage all these mobs are taking anymore. I'd love to pretend I do, but I just don't. If you understand it, maybe you can explain. You know, the one thing my drink is lacking is a tiny bit more soy sauce. Just pour that in there. Aren't we good? Okay, so... Oh, okay. So, yeah, we need 2 punches. It's very scary. Yeah, that means that some mobs are taking less... Maybe they're falling on the top. Maybe they're falling on something else. I don't know what's causing it. But, yeah, the farm is not complete yet. But it is working. We are getting a steady drop of mobs that I think we can improve and work upon. You should sleep through the night, so mobs will only spawn in the farm. Yeah, I think when the farm is done and good, that is how we're gonna do this. No. Once the farm is done and good, that's how we're gonna do this. Is that soy sauce? Should I be worried about your blood pressure, Lamau? It adds a salty taste I like. No, I love reusing there's just something dumb and artsy and quirky about reusing containers, right? Like, drinking out the can of beans was fun. And so now I put my dark liquids in the soy sauce bottle. You can do the maths and work out what dark liquids it might be. Or you can assume that I'm I'm damaging myself in terms of blood pressure. Your choice. But, yeah, it's very delicious. Honestly, Fanta Mango, it's pretty good. And if you're curious, this is, it'll say somewhere on here. If you're curious where this comes from, Atlanta, Georgia, apparently. Oh, so this is American. This actually is American, unlike the other ones. If you want Fanta Mango, just go to America. You guys heard about this place? Anyway, so raw chicken or nothing? What should we eat? I don't know if I want either of those as solutions, but I guess we don't get to be picky right now. So, Mr. Toycat, does orange flavor Fanta work for the drink? I guess any flavor Fanta works for that. I hope you're not making soy sauce Fanta. You know, if you're doing that, I'm gonna feel bad. Actually, you're not. No, yeah, I should feel bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna chop down my carrots. No, I have to bring out a hoe now. Absolutely worst punishment that I could be fallen upon. So yeah, we're slowly going to actually get a supply of carrots that's going to be useful. Like 7 carrots we could genuinely eat. But I think as well as eating a couple, we should be feeding pigs. Again, we need to get our farm supplies up. Oh, actually, these are going to mess with the mob cap, aren't they? So maybe we don't want to feed too many pigs. Yeah, we'll eat the rest of these. It'll be fine. We'll keep a ton of carrots lying around, because then we can feed pigs. But for now, we're good. It's kind of relaxing just to chat with Toycat, though. I'm planning on trying this. I'm always surprised by how many people decide to try the farms that the series and survival things that we do. Maybe it's though because like the only thing I'm willing to stream is like a survival series I think is fun to attempt. I'm glad we have a shared set of tastes, internet. I enjoy doing that. Spider eyes are a nutritious food source, says wow debug. I agree with that. He's continuing the grind basically. Yeah, no, I was thinking today about this weird paternalistic thing we have about society. And that's the reason so many people are like, I liked things better in the olden days. Is because to them at one point in time, that was the best thing. And it's so hard to admit that we've moved past something. Because, you know, it's like there is this weird just discomfort in realizing that, you know, like something that you loved as a child is just gone forever now. Like I love cities because they're always changing, because they're filled with, on average, younger people, and that leads to all sorts of weird opportunities. But I also find it just to be like, oh yeah, it's shocking to see how fast things change, and it's not surprising that some people like okay, here's an example, right? People find it emotional to sell a childhood home. Like, you're like, but that's where my memories were. And that's really weird and sentimental. A house is just a box that contains your belongings, but we treat it like it's more than that. And so when a house is, like, gone, it's like, but that's the house where we have this, like, sentimental attachment to how things have been in a really interesting thing. In a really interesting way, I should say. Don't slimes drop emeralds now, though, says Airman1. I don't know what you've been taking to look at changelogs and see that, but you know, people always say I want some. You know, why can't my reaction be like, well, I don't know what you're taking to be seeing that, but I recommend going to a mental health doctor because I'm sure it has some dangerous side effects. Should I combine a bunch of shovels again, or should I just break them? I think let's just break shovels. Let's just go for another big break. I think that's the way we should do this. Let's break all of the shovels in a big, nice row again. Maybe we need to edit humans to stop being so irrational, says Venus left. Exactly.
Howdy toy cat. I had a friend who would reuse squirt bottles from household cleaners as water bottles. It would freak people out. It was great. Here is your allowance.
I'm going to start doing that. You know, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I feel like I can't do that on live streams. Like, I'll get in some, like, genuine trouble with someone. But yeah, I love the idea of I guess you'd have to really rinse it out quite a few times. Put some extra cleaning chemicals in there just to clean it out. You know something? Okay, you know, I've gone on too long about this. I've gone silent about this for too long, but it's finally time to. By the way, we're gonna break 8 shovels, so. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, 8 shovels broken. Depending on the chemical, that can be a really bad idea. It can soak into the plastic. See, that sounds like science to me. I don't know if it is though, but it sounds sciencey. Because danger is interesting. Shovel ASMR says nep. Progress is by definition always good. If it's not, it's just change and not progress. Okay, well, I mean, that's a bit of semantics though, right? Because then if change is bad and progress is good, or change is neutral or bad. If change is neutral or bad and progress is good, then who defines what is change and what is progress? Was the move from decimalized money, sorry, from pre-decimal money to decimal money, good? If you don't know, before 1969, in the UK, the way our currency worked was instead of being 100 pence in a pound, it was 12 pence to a shilling and 20 shillings to a pound. So it was 204. And so was the move from that to 100 pence in the pound, 100 cents in a dollar, is how it's always been in America, because you guys adopted the concept first. Is that objectively progress? Is that objectively good or not? I mean, for most people, I feel like the answer is yes. But I mean, is that really? Progress is neutral, says Boltby. Yeah, I would say that progress is often bad. Like, some of the, there's this interesting concept of, like, path dependency, where because we made progress in a certain way in the past, we have to make progress in a certain way in the future. Like, if you think of, a good example would be cars. We've known for so long that it's, like, an inefficient way to run transport, right? Is that everyone gets in their own box, and you drive down these roads, which are very expensive to maintain. But because everyone has cars right now, we build more roads. Because we build more roads, we get more cars. Like, it's this problem where, a chicken and the egg problem, where because we have moved down this path so far, we kind of need to keep going down it, it's going to be very painful to stop. And so, even though the invention of the car was one of the greatest things we've done for humanity, it's also caused lots of potential problems in our progress. A similar problem, maybe, could be defined in, if we insist. We could say that, like, something really, really bad has led to lots of good things. The invention of... Also, I'm trying to become my own Minecraft YouTuber. Do you have any tips? I love the phrasing on that. It's like, well, you know, I decided to stop buying store-bought Minecraft YouTubers, and I've decided to, you know, get some a little more local to home. What do you recommend for that? But to kind of seriously evaluate that one, what do you do to become a Minecraft YouTuber? It's hard. Like, the problem with this question is you're asking a lot of questions all at once, and so, like, are you trying to ask how do I become a big YouTuber? Are you trying to ask, what do I do to enjoy it? What do I need to do to become one? The answer is you make a YouTube video. If you've made a YouTube video, you're technically a YouTuber. But yeah, wait, this world won't have big salmon in it. Also, someone says, so Hintsboy at 5MC says, you should put a watermark on the top of the screen that says bedrock for people who people didn't know it's bedrock. Because there's a lot of people who come to every stream being like, I'm so confused about this version of Minecraft. Can someone explain it to me? But the problem being is, like, it literally says at the top, up there if you read it, it says this is preview 1.18. Like, it says a version that can't exist on Java. It explains RTX, which doesn't exist on Java. It says Windows 10 UWP, which is the like, it explains in so many places that this is not Java. But because people aren't looking for that, it doesn't matter. If people see Bedrock, they'll assume, oh, why do you love that block so much? Also, hey Toy Cat, I found it oddly satisfying to listen to you talk and explain about how you make different projects. Love your work, keep it up, man, says Crashing Wonder. Hey, thank you, I appreciate it. Also, Overdragon says hi. But, so an example would be the invention of mass destructive weapons, the WMDs, weapons of mass destruction. They were a terrible invention, right? We used them and we immediately killed how many tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people in Japan? So many people died with the invention of them. But because we invented weapons that were so deadly that we would kill each other if we went to war, we stopped having major scale wars. Like, if you... The conflict in Ukraine is really bad, right? But, like, 10,000 people, roughly, it depends who you ask, but something like 10,000 people on each side have died, which, for nations of 40 million people, is insane. And that's because both countries know that, like, well, you know, you can bomb the city. Like, Russia could... Either country probably could cause a dumb number of deaths to the other ones, if we're just going for number of deaths like we were during the last all-out wars. But instead, that's not the priority, because we know the consequences that happen when that happens. Anyway, what's the plan for him getting further into the game system? We need iron, silly. I was just
I
watching.
was watching your cruelty video and was wondering how you actually classify what we do to villagers. I regularly purged useless villagers before I decided on my current project.
There's definitely a big argument that it's human cruelty, and because humans are an animal, it's animal cruelty. It's definitely a very good argument to be made. The nature is beautiful outside today. People should take walks more often, says Messy Jesse. I think the nature quality today is probably going to depend on where you are. I looked up the weather in Toronto recently, being like, oh, that's the big Canadian city, right? That's the one that's really far south. Like Canada's really quite north, but Toronto is further south than a lot of parts of the US. And it's like, okay, I don't think the nature there is beautiful today. I think maybe even the opposite to some extent. Also, thank you very much, Slip Stitch.
I was hoping you eventually get oak or birch saplings so you can have bees, but then I realized that bees would not actually be useful. Frown anyway, this is fascinating to watch.
Isn't that crazy? Also, thank you so much, Slip Stitch, for not only tipping, also saying something nice, but also tipping via Streamlabs. If you don't know, if you go to the link down below, it means all of the money goes to me as opposed to 30% going to YouTube, which is fine if you don't mind like paying YouTube 30% in exchange for the service they provide. Like, there's a reason they offer it. Most people choose to take it because, you know, like, it's easier. You just use the thing on your account. I'd rather 70% of money than no money. But if the biggest part of something to you is the contribution, that's something you can do. Anyway, yeah, so the invention of weapons of mass destruction was a really bad thing that has led to a huge period of sustained peace. And so it was really bad negative progress, right? It was change in a very negative way that led to change in a positive way. Basically every big, like, it's one of the most uncomfortable facts to face head on. But most of the big changes we take for granted were to some extent built on a lot of very unpleasant things. Even like, I don't know, the very premise of a person who rules all the other people is like, yeah, you kill enough people until people are scared of you and they let you rule over them. Even in countries like the US today, like, yeah, the president is the guy, you know, like, yeah, that's the place where that kind of comes from. Depends on what you consider peace. That statement might not be correct. I should say that, so again, there are technically wars that still happen. Again, I think the last year has taught us that pretty effectively. But even though there are wars that still happen, the deadliness, the death toll is substantially lower now than it's been at any point in history, with 2022 being a bit of a blip because of some crazy things that happened, huh? Why should a wooden tool make a metallic breaking sound? Is no one bothered by this, says Saro. Yeah, you're right. The noise should be like a as your shovel just kind of crumples in. You're right. It makes no sense. Did you... people want peace because it's an alternative to war, so more people fear war, they will want peace. I think war is a really smart thing in terms of the one time. You know, like, if you know you will win a war, you can get a lot from a war. But the problem being is that war causes horrors for all sides, as we learned from the last few times we've done this. Yeah, that's an interesting, you know, like, talking about how fear of war creates peace, and how complacency, that's what I'm looking for. Complacency with peace can lead to war. When everyone assumes that war is unthinkable, we get slightly closer to war than when everyone is, like, deathly terrified of war. It's an interesting thing. Also, in case you're curious as what this Wandering Trader sells, he literally has melon seeds, which actually could be pretty valuable. We can't trade for them. You know what's annoying? If the Wandering Trader has these melon seeds on him, why can't I beat him to death and take his melon seeds? Minecraft, if you want to teach me how the real world works, that's how it goes. You know, neighboring country won't give you their melon seeds for a fair price. You know, go to war with them and steal them. Also, I paid for Streamlabs Pro just to send this gif of a cat swimming. I can't believe it didn't even add the gif of the cat swimming. Also, I love that you took the... You know, I'm not going to talk about the concept of Streamlabs Pro. Also, it's been a while since I caught a stream. Hopefully, you enjoyed my hometown when you were in Canada. Vancouver, says Jamie Seguenas. Oh, I didn't even realize that you're from Vancouver. I did. I enjoyed Vancouver a lot, actually. It's a good city. I like Granville Island. Okay, there's this donut place on Granville Island in Vancouver. The donuts were so good. Like, it was unbelievably good, and Tomorrow I'm gonna go find donuts now. You've taken a whole morning away from me with that question. And I guess the £5 you give me the money to go do it too, so that's fine. We break up companies when they get too big. Maybe we should do that with countries. See, that's the funny thing. Okay, so this is the interesting thing, Venus F, right? We do break up companies when they get too big. That is a fact. And the idea, not because they're too big, we break them up because they are a monopoly. We believe that companies cannot be trusted to have sole power over price within a market. It's an interesting logic train we use, but it is the logic train that we decide to go down. But what I think is really interesting is that we do it to prevent monopolies because of that whole thing. There's not really such a thing as a monopoly in the international sense, and the closest way you can describe it is that the US is a monopoly on world power, but even then, not really. If every other country gets together... Actually, no, here's a fun fact. If every other country on Earth tries to fight the US, I think the military spending still adds up to be, like, pretty close to even. And so if it was an aggressive war against the US, they'd probably lose it. You know, it's like, being a defender is really the thing that would probably decide that. You know, do you want to talk about wars all day? I don't want to talk about wars all day. Yeah, I think, yeah, you know, you're right, Internet. Why is this shovel making a metallic breaking sound? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. What company has ever been broken up for being too big, says Otter Nays. So again, I can't talk to anyone else's country, but it does happen. I can say, for example, he says killing is bad, but he's about to make wooden shovels become extinct. The number of these wooden shovels I've gone through is so horrifically high. But yeah, that's how things be. I'm gonna quickly, if that's okay. Can't believe Toy Cat flattens his entire updated Ventures world. Technically, bonus chests are... I mean, in some sense of the word, I guess, you could argue that, like, trees are structures, right? And so we're breaking it on that level. Totally reasonable stance to take, I would argue. But, yeah, Bell Telephone Company was broken up. Yeah, the other example would be, I think it's called Standard Oil. If you look at Exxon Mobil, Mobil One... If you look at all these countries, they're all based on this one... maybe it's called Mobile Oil, but there's so many oil companies based on that. Oh, Pookie Helms brings in the explanation here. Another example... In the UK, you might... If you've lived for more than, like, 10 years, there used to be a bank called Lloyds TSB. Now there are two banks. There is Lloyds and there is TSB. As best I can tell, Lloyds is the good bank, and TSB is just... Yeah, they're nobodies. Who are you? Who even are you? They should name the next mob after Toy Cat. That is a terrible idea. Standard Oil is a big example teachers give for companies breaking up monopolies. So yeah, we break up a company if it gets too big. But again, not because it gets too big, because it becomes a monopoly. But there's not such a thing as a monopoly on countries. And if there was such a... Like, the problem with Standard Oil become Exxon and Chevron... It actually became a lot more than Exxon and Chevron, right? Maybe they split after the fact, but I think it became like a dozen companies or something. In fact, let me look it up. Standard Oil breakup. Let's see what it became. So Standard Oil became 34 separate companies. So Standard Oil became Esso. If you've ever heard Esso, that's the Standard Oil of New Jersey, Esso. Standard Oil of New York, Saucony, became Mobil, now ExxonMobil. Standard Oil of California became Chevron, then became Chevron Texaco, but then had to be broken up again and became Chevron. The Standard Oil of Indiana, which is Amoco, now a part of BP. The Standard Atlantic, which became Arco. Man, every single gas chain in the United States is this one company. That's crazy, huh? Anyway, speaking of things that are crazy, oh man, I hate slimes so much. Why do they even spawn? Do you just hate me? Is that what this is, slimes? Do you just want me to not have a pleasant day? Please jump in the boats. I just would like it if you... Come on, don't... What are you doing, slime? Okay. Down. 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 Okay. Then we go this way so we can't jump on those blocks. And then we get back to doing our thing. So where do you store all that knowledge, says Peyton Weingarner. I put it in my soy sauce bottles, funnily enough. It's very handy. All the companies run by BlackRock and Orion. I never, like, I think I mentioned this before with Procter & Gamble. Is it Procter & Gamble? There's Procter & Gamble and there's Unilever. And there's also Nestle. Like, you might know of Nestle brand things, but you don't know all the things that Nestle owns. A lot of companies even start to buy, a lot of companies will buy rivaling brands, so that way you will buy them if you want the cost-conscious version of something. If you want the eco-friendly version of something, they'll sell you that. And so, like, I don't know, the classic example is always Ben & Jerry's. Like, it's a company... The founders of Ben & Jerry's, who owns... I don't think even own it. I think they just work there now because they sold the company. They spend all day making comments about their favorite type of politics, right? Which, you know, like, they're obliged to do. Like, might as well have some fun with it. And you're like, wow, by buying Ben & Jerry's, I'm supporting Ben & Jerry. And it's like, I mean, in a very indirect sense, like, I guess. But actually, no. What's happening is they are just the ice cream arm of a giant megacorp. And that megacorp knows that, you know, these very specific politics are selling ice cream somehow. Nestle owns a ton of brands. Cadbury has a hand in some non-chocolate things too. Cadbury is owned by Kraft Foods, the same people who make the mac and cheese thing in America, and they probably a ton of other things, but my point is just to say that they make that. And then they also make every major brand of chocolate in the UK. It's very common. Is my point there. Because as consumers, we don't want, or like what we show we want with our market-based decisions, is that we don't want, you know, like this or that. We want to feel like when we're buying a product, we're helping out, I don't know, people who take the knee for something or other. I don't understand the controversy enough, and I don't want to. Again, it relates to American sports, and so I'm out of it. I'm sorry. If your favorite thing is that one guy, sorry about that. But then some people want to buy their products based on like, ooh, it's got ads that show how we like how things used to be. You know, doing the whole like, don't you want the future? And so it's so weird that like the level, like we've reached the stage of advertising where now like we reach into people's deep subconscious so that you identify with a brand, and then we make the brand identify with you effectively. I don't know what's an example of that. Like there's some products that market. As an example, a lot of Western products. So like an alcohol company will do all of its advertising for because here's a quirky thing, right? Alcohol advertising is banned in a lot of parts of the world, but alcohol companies still would like you to buy alcohol. How do they advertise it? Well, in places where alcohol advertising is banned, they advertise their zero alcohol versions of their beer. So it's just it's the exact same thing as a regular beer ad, but it's like Heineken Zero, same fresh taste, 0 calories or 0 beer or whatever else. And then you're looking at it, and because it's exactly the same besides the fact that it has 0 beer or 0 whatever, you're like, ooh, and so that's like an example of like utilize, and then also, you know, you're like, wow, it's a company that cares about not poison, because you know, like when you really dive into it, like whenever you buy alcohol, tobacco, even oil, right? Every time you go to an Arco or an Esso or by the way, there's so many companies that Standard Oil broke up into. A Texaco apparently, but then it separated into its own thing. Like every time you go to any one of those places, you're you're hurting the planet. You're doing some like real damage to it. And you know, there's no getting around that. But what if you could feel better about it? And so companies go through a lot of effort to make that better. Anyway, when you look at the path blocks for so long, they begin to look like ramen. I mean, I'm not sure if I see that, but if you want to see that, I won't stop you, I guess. Anyway, alcohol-free drinks, horrible taste without all the fun. Yeah, that's the hardest sales pitch about most of them. It's like, hey, you know this beverage that people only drink because it makes you feel funny and dance? What if you could drink all of that? What if you could have all of the downsides with none of the benefits? Try it today. And it's like, I'm not really compelled by your sales pitch here, friends. Okay, we got a ton of shovels. We also got a ton of throw those on the ground. And we're good. Nice. Okay, so I think that what do you like to drink, Toy Cat, says Sarah. I like to drink my IBX toy drink with a little bit of extra soy sauce. Just a little bit of extra. Maybe a little bit more mango now. No, for real, I feel as though you take any really sweet thing, you add some lime, and you add a tiny bit of some spirit, and you got a drink worth beveraging to. I'm still waiting for a company to endorse Hindu anarcho-monarchism with Norwegian characteristics. Right, isn't it crazy how companies love to like? I think okay, you know, this a lot of people say that like a lot of companies, because the vast majority of major corporations now do this like Twitter thing where they're like, hey, you know this random political issue that's unrelated to us? We want you to know that we agree with it. You know, we here at TeamSpeak or we here at Zoom want you to know that that mass shooting that happened in Texas today, we're against it. We are anti-mass shooting. Laura Sanderson says, are you really drinking soy sauce? I mean, is anyone ever really drinking soy sauce? Like, can anyone ever really consume something? Because anytime you put something in your body just eventually flushes it out anyway. So is anyone ever really drinking anything? And in that sense, I'd argue that I'm definitely not drinking soy sauce. Good beverage. By the way, yeah, I mean, can you ever really be sure of anything? I realize all this wood came from a couple of saplings, says low poly gamers. Oh, imagine if we got only like one sapling for a dark oak tree in the chest. We just have to stare at it all day. That'd be funny. How bold be anti-tragic event? I know, get this right, chat. Wait, I'm gonna quickly see. What's the last bad thing that happened? Okay, I'm gonna open up the news app. There was a house fire in Nottingham. I would like you to know, I've just, you know, I'm as shocked as you all are to hear about this house fire in Nottingham. And I want you to know that we stand against it. Many other corporations are not brave enough to say that we would like fewer house fires. But I'm gonna put my mouth where my money is. And I'm gonna say that if you didn't want a house fire, you should have considered subscribing to the channel. I mean, sorry, I'm gonna say that, I'm gonna like, I don't know, it's such a silly thing to me that people lap it up as if it's sincere. Or maybe they don't, but I don't know for sure. But it feels like a very, very manufactured game. Because, you know, like, it's the real thing that we should expect from companies and be pleased when it happens is companies like, we are trying to make the best product possible at the lowest possible price. The fact that some people are like, ooh, but what's the company's stance on that house fire in Nottingham? You know, like I want to buy a new Hoover from Shark Vacuums or whatever, but I don't know if they're against like if they sound like they're slightly for house fires. I think it's that thing about like it's like empowerment to some extent. Like if a company claims that they use their sales to support, you know, like rural village whale gathering, and you know, like if they can claim to do that, then you're kind of it's like an implication that by buying their products, you are doing it. You know, you're being a big part of it. And I think in the modern world, a lot of people feel very disempowered. I think it's very easy to like. We have the highest human population we've ever had. Right now, the human population is the highest it's ever been. And now, right now, it's even higher. Right now, it's just gone up quite a few. Also, let's see the beautiful scenery in RTX. Sadly, RTX, you have to turn on a texture pack. Like, I don't know why they didn't just leave the button turn onable all the time. But you have to turn on a specific texture pack, and like sadly, I can't just do it as an aside unless I prepared prior to a thing. Did a house fire really happen, says Nikesy? Ooh, you're a conspiracy theorist, are you? Is that what you want from me? Do you want me to question, like, well, the police say there was a house fire in Nottinghamshire. But can we really trust the police? You know, me here at IBX Toycat Inc., depending on your opinion, I either think police are an essential thin blue line between us and the thing, or I think that all police should go away and not take our money anymore. I mean, ideally, they should not be taking our money either way, right? You know what? Private police sounds like a good solution to me. The only people who can pay the police are people who have been arrested by them. So when you get arrested by the police, they'd be like, hey, we're going to take you to the station. But we'd like a quick, we'd like to use this moment to remind you that our services are voluntary. And if you could just, you know, it's a whole fun thing. Anyway, I think, yeah, like in the modern world, it's so easy to feel disempowered. That maybe by feeling like, yeah, by buying Apple products, really I'm supporting privacy or whatever people believe. If that's enough for people to feel re-empowered, maybe we should take that and say, actually, that's really cool. Actually, good job, people. Or maybe we should say that actually it's better if you try to empower yourself in a real way rather than encouraging a giant conglomeration to do that. Because, you know, like, actually, wait, how does this make you feel? I lost the game.
How does this make you feel? I lost the game. Lol.
How does what make me feel? Are you my therapist right now? Okay, so let me explain my issues, starting from one, my new therapist, that is the internet. I've always had poor relationships with people around me, and people around me have always had poor relationships with money. And it's from a young age, this made me realize that so many things that we take for granted are actually a byproduct of this money, this money thing that society treats as all important, but then pretends it isn't, and then we try to not talk about it sometimes. And so, I've always had a deep confusion for our attitudes around money as a society, and how the most important things in life are all based around money, but we all try to pretend it's not, and we try to not talk about it. You know, like, I don't know, like, I had a parent figure of mine would always be borrowing my money. When I get money for a birthday, they'd be borrowing it from me, and I'd be like, well, of course you can borrow this thing, and then they would not give it back in any reasonable time scale, and they'd be like, well, basically giving it back at some point. And it made me realize that, you know, money is actually, it's a form of like power and control, and if you don't have it, you can't have control over your own life. In a broad sense, the real freedom, the biggest power and freedom you can have. Hey, your path idea has been saving me. Thanks. Also, this is Life Advice where the man speaks truth. I'm glad you're liking it, March3258. Interestingly, we lost 6 million due to COVID. We're still an all-time high population-wise. Weird. Yeah, think about it. I mean, we lost millions, maybe close to 10 million, right, from COVID. But then, how many people were born in the last year? We have just under 8 billion humans. Of those 8 billion humans, like, some number of people are aged between 20 and like 45 maybe. Or let's say 15. Again, it's like brutal to say, but like, yeah, like we will have children very early on sometimes, whether that's our Western sensibilities or not. So between like age 13 and 45 is about a quarter of all human beings, and let's just assume that 1% of them had children. It's actually more like 4 to 5% of them have children this year. And but even if we assume it's 1%, that's still like, okay, 8 billion, we divide that by 4 to get to the number of people who can have children, that's 2 billion. That's still 20 million children that were had in the last year. In reality, it's more like 100 million children that were had in the last year. Maybe more than 100 million. But then something like 60, 70, 80 million people died from all the other causes. Again, isn't it crazy, like, we had this whole pandemic thing, and it's like, So many times people be like, "This is the biggest tragedy since World War," and you look, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, it was the 11th biggest cause of death or something," and it's because we react badly to new things. Mini moderator says Cat Beano. Oh wow, yeah, you are literally one of those people. Our very own moderator Cat is one of the people who popped out another. Again, like, isn't this crazy? Think about this, right? Like, Cat was just chilling there at home one day, and then the next day she came home and there was two of her. There was one person, and then there was two. Just another person pops out of your stomach. Like, how does... Why do we all act like this is normal? It is definitely not normal. Whatever, things are strange. Okay, the path is taking a lot of work, but we're getting really close to it being done, and that's exciting to me. I think after I do this next layer, I'm gonna finally finish this little corner here, because then it will at least work from one angle, vaguely, sort of. Totally how that works. Okay, well, 9 months before there were 2 humans there. A mother stork liked a father stork. Can confirm no part of childbirth feels normal, says Robin Brooks. I don't understand, like, how is it that about 50% of the world population, I mean, like, between certain ages, but how is it that half the world population has the capacity to grow another human being inside it? What is that? What? Why are we not all more scared about this? Like, is this normal? Should someone check it? Anyway, long story short, congrats, Cat. Everyone should congratulate Cat. I mean, it's hard to have children. You've gotta like, I don't know, yeah, and I'm not gonna make my terrible joke. Babies are a conspiracy. I mean, I'm just saying. You ever seen babies in the same room as a scientist? Probably not. Seems pretty suspicious that all the scientists are absent when all these babies are coming out. Good luck with a new hobby. See, that's the old school reference I love to see. She's like 5 months old now, but thanks, folks. I mean, you did it in the last year, right? That's what matters. Like, it's still just a little bit of, you know, like, it's a very intelligent poop right now, because, you know, like, if you ask the child, what do you think about the house fire in Nottinghamshire, I guarantee you that the baby's gonna be like, goo goo gaga, fire be good. You know, it's not gonna spit out an informed opinion. In fact, actually, at 5 months old, can a child talk? I don't think so. I'm not a child expert though. Yeah, I like the progress we're making when we do this much better. And also, we'll slowly activate the farm here and there, which can only be a good thing. I don't like being around miniature humans, says Anastasia Crawford. Yeah, I was on the tube today. Actually, no, it was the aquarium I was in. And there was just a screaming child, and I was like, I paid to be here, and someone's gonna ruin this for me by... Ah! And it's annoying. They're doing that just to annoy their parent. And it's like, also getting me there. Unborn babies means the average amount of people per population in countries is not 1. There's a really controversial fact in, like, now he has a backup moderator. Indeed, we're training this baby from scratch. I say we as if I'm taking an active role in this parenthood process. But we're training this baby from scratch to be good at moderating IBX Toy Cat streams. Which really, if you think about it, is the most important thing you can do in life. Anyway, I think in the modern world, people are very disempowered. Because the more complex we make things, the less percentage of your average life a person can do. Have you ever moved into a house, Internet? I hope the answer is yes. You ever question how, like, you can just plug your oven in, or maybe your hobs or your boiler, and then electricity comes all the way from some power station made from nuclear or wind or natural gases being burned somewhere, so that your oven you turn it on. There's no, I'd like to request some electricity. There's just, the moment you press the switch, electricity comes from a nuclear or a coal or a natural gas or a solar array or something. I'm so confused. as to how that's just like, we don't even question it. We just go, yeah, of course. That's you're describing a very normal thing here. Okay, now I'm gonna do this little section, and there'll be a perfect little square where mobs will spawn, I hope. Electricity is amazing. No, the craziest one though is like flammable gas. We pipe flammable gas. Like I think it's like 70% of households have an active connection to it. So you just plug it into the wall. You actually need someone who's certified to do it. Like you literally can't do this yourself. But you get a new appliance, and then just magically that happens. Crazy how energy powers this stream. Same with the internet. You just hit the upload button, or you're just watching a live stream right now. YouTube is doing all of the... Okay. As someone who's like trained to be a network engineer, I'll explain this in the most basic terms I can. But for this stream to work, I have a software that takes every single frame of this video, this 30 frames, but actually it's 60 for this stream. It takes 60 individual pictures per second, and it encodes it into an image that it tries to send over the internet. The way it does that is it connects to a YouTube server. I'll explain actually, but the way it does that is it takes that frame and turns it into binary as quickly as it can. And then that binary turns into ones and zeros, which go through a wire, and those are either electrical signals, like on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, etc., or it's electric signal going through a copper wire, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, going at literally millions of times per microsecond. Like, it's dumb, the speed. It's impossible. And that magically teleports through a cable to the YouTube server in a fraction of a second, something like 8 milliseconds. And then from the YouTube server, they encode this, they make it efficient and like usable, and they smooth out any errors that might have happened. And then they take that and they encode that into ones and zeros, send that via light or electricity all the way to your house on the other side of the world. You take that all the way to the other side of the world, and now on your screen, whether that's a phone or a tablet or a PC, now you're watching this live stream as if you're just watching me on my PC right now. Even though it literally went from all the way where I live to some server in California, all the way to you in Idaho, says Jackson Stokes. Like, I don't... How is that just normal? And how do we not question that more? What a miracle of existence even really it is. Or a console, says Andy Johnson. Exactly. Any device you want. It doesn't even discriminate. It knows how to take that. It knows to send that stream to the device, and then that device knows exactly how to take that exact string of characters and turn it into me talking about the string of characters that your console is encoding, and it's just whatever. It's nuts. It's intense. So as you can see, we now have a very specific patch of grass here. I kind of like that we've got very few of these. Computer science and a Minecraft live stream. Exactly. All the way to my absurdly overpriced mini LED iPad Pro. You look gorgeous, by the way. Thank you very much. I've started putting lighting on my face. I've had a few compliments on the way I look recently, and I think most of it's lighting. But also, you know what annoys me? I do the same thing with my hair every day, and maybe once a week or so I'll get a compliment, and I want to work out what it is about, what's going so special, so different, that people are being nice about it. And I genuinely have no idea. And I feel like I'm 26 at this point. I feel like I should definitely be like aware of something so simple, but I'm not. And yeah, if you understand into that, let me know. Let's craft a ton of wooden shovels. Is that enough wooden shovels? For now it'll be enough. And now we're gonna go place some of our blocks up top there. I wonder why no mobs have spawned for a while. Did we do something wrong? You're always handsome to me, Mr. Cat, says Myra. Thank you very much. They do all these magical things to get the stream from you to us. I appreciate it. Yep, we curse YouTube when it lags for a second. Yeah, I generally have people say, like, yeah, usually when I watch a YouTube video, it comes up immediately. But this one took 2 seconds, and I was kind of upset with that. Oh, a magic door? Why didn't you say so? Exactly, magic doors. That's the solution to all of society's problems. It's just doors that are slightly magical. See, I actually don't know what started happening differently here. Maybe I'm just not close enough to it, or not far enough from it. Maybe they started spawning up here instead. We're not gonna question it too much, I guess, for now. But I am gonna grab an axe. I guess I don't have an axe. I'm just gonna break this, and we're good. So Cauldron is the only way to get a water block in Superflat that I know of. Exactly, it's the only way. And so you better believe we're putting in the time, we're putting in the effort, because we would like that quite badly. Whew. Okay, are we good? Oh no, wait, we need to place the slabs up here first. So, they can only spawn in light level 0 at 1.18, says Spacey. Oh yeah, you're right, that is true. That means we have to go this out quite far. But it's fine. 26 isn't old at all, says Venus left. I'm a little torn on this, right? It's, I'm not old yet, but I'm starting to get old enough that, you know, when you're 18 and you don't know how to cook spaghetti or something, I don't know, dumb like that. Like, everyone's like, yeah, but it's fine, you know, like, that your allowance for making mistakes slowly goes down as you age. Because, like, why don't you know that? Like, come on. Right, is the kind of, expected standard, I would say. The expected standard of few changes, is what I'm trying to mention, poorly. And so because the standard and expectation is changing externally, it kind of needs to change internally. Like, it's fine if you don't know how to cook spaghetti at 18, and you can technically go your whole life never knowing how to cook spaghetti. Or, I don't know, what's a dumb example? I still can't do phone calls. A credit card company owes me £5.61. They're sending me a letter every month to tell me they owe me £5.61. I genuinely, and they're like, okay, you just gotta call us and tell us where to send the money to. And I know that phone call's gonna be 5 minutes of, hey, my case number is 62,012, and my name is Mr. Pogger's cat, and can you send over the money? Here's the, and then I know I'm gonna have to like grab my bank details and like it's £5.67, and so I would ordinarily say, you know what? I think £5.67 for 15 minutes of painful time, you know, we could, like, I'd be happy not thinking about it for a while. But because they're so desperate to get this money to me, they send me a letter every month being like, please, sir, we want to give you £5.61. And it's like, you know my details because you took the money from me every month. Please just send it back there. A fisherman sells campfires so you can use it to get cooked food. And even charcoal when you break it. So torches are possible, eventually. Oh, that is exciting. That is exciting. It's going to be a long way away. But it's exciting to know about, you know? It's exciting to know about. What would you think about a pick tool function? I would love to have a pick tool function. I think it would, like, remove some of what we consider to be Minecraft stuff. But otherwise, it's a great idea. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to move this staircase, like, out and up that way. We don't have an axe right now. But let's just, like, let's bite the bullet and let's just do that now, you know? Because we know we're going to have to do it. And so, rather than having this whole mess that exists and makes things complicated, let's just remove it. Let's just pick the slabs, do the magic. Just right, keep it on the envelope and send it back. Yeah, no, I'm going to make that cool. Maybe, hopefully tomorrow. But, like, the fact that this is... The amount of dread it's caused me just thinking either I'm dealing with the phone... Like, just thinking about the phone call. Probably has been more than, like, the phone call ever could have been. But, like, that's something I need to work on. Because, you know, I can't be a 40-year-old man who's like, I don't like phone calls. They scare me. I don't know why I'd have a funny accent if I was... but you get the point. Okay, and also place a block there, and then another one there. And then, yeah, we're going to have the exact same problem, I think. Can we go under this? We can't. Oh, yeah, that's a big problem, huh? So we'll place this slab off to the side. I think that actually just moves the problem. I guess we have to make it a stair block. If that's a stair... No, we're still going to have the same issue here. We have to go another block out, I guess. Okay, so remove this. And remove this. And then just... Yeah, what we'll do is we'll move a few more blocks out. And then we'll be good. I think after this, we can just say, okay, there we go. Remove all of these. And then pick up the trapdoors. And then from here, we'll be good to go. Old people have more competent young people to do stuff for them. No, you totally can be. I'm a 43-year-old woman who hates phone calls. It's fine. But, like, I feel as though if you got a letter from your, like, I don't know, your gas company being like, hey, we're going to disconnect your gas unless you answer our survey about the level of customer service we provided, you'd be like, okay, I'm going to make this phone call. I can do this. Because I feel like I'm at the stage where I'm like, well, they probably can't legally cut off my gas. I don't actually have any gas at my house. I just have electricity here, actually. I think electricity and water. What a lovely combination. You know what's crazy? My house was, like, built as, like, futuristic in the 19-something, you know, like 50 years ago or so. And, it was built at the futuristic as, like, we're not going to put gas to the property because they're going to phase that out any day now. And it's been 50 years. And we're still like, well, gas is terrible for the environment. And we have to source it from Russia, who is fueling it. It has all these problems, but you know what's cool? Having a gas stove. And you know what annoys me about you have an electric water heater? I do. It's very inefficient. It's terrible. Compared to the alternatives, it's not good. But you know what's crazy to me? Is that, like, we still think piping flammable gas around all of our homes, despite it being, like, rife with so many issues. It's just like, well, what else are you going to do? I want to have an... I want to... Heat pumps are better anyway, says Michael D. I'm getting a heat pump installed next week. Oh, wait, actually, not next week. Next Tuesday. I was worried you were playing Kirby. If you want to see me playing Kirby, then you can become a member, and you can watch me not talking over it at all. You know, new sales pitch for members. You want to watch... Induction stove is better than gas. Not Just Cars has a video about this. There's a channel called Not Just Cars. That sounds good. I want to watch that. Technology connections, heat pumps. Yeah, I should watch a video on that. In the UK, heat pumps are seen as very... Okay, can I tell you the dumbest thing? So I'm spending $5 to put a heat pump in. It's like an expensive thing, but it's going to save money in the long run. Because, like, my electricity bill is, like, an amount that scares me every month to look at. And so it saves me on that electricity bill. But actually, it probably won't because I don't use them. I don't use my heaters because I'm so scared of how much they cost that by using a cheaper form that I'm actually not scared to use, I'm going to spend more money. And oh god, let's not think about that either. Anyway, the hatred for Russia is horrible. I hate it, says QWERTY Keyboard. My point wasn't to hate Russia. I think we should, like Russian citizens, have problems with the Russian government and what they're doing. I think that, regardless of what you think about Russia, they're an unreliable partner is what they've shown.
Toy cat tax. How many toys can a toy cat toy if the toy cat toy cat tax?
Yeah, okay, Alejandro sounded a little bit like the robot had a stroke there at the end. But I totally agree otherwise. Totally agree. If the power goes out, I can still cook with my gas stove, says Pookie Hams. So it could be true that, like, you know, you live in Texas, right, where the power grid is particularly vulnerable to that because it's less connected with other power grids because they want to be free of federal regulation or something like that. Again, I'm not going to claim to be an expert on American stuff. That's my understanding. I don't know or care more. But please jump in the boats. How can it jump on the boat and not go in the boat? That's my question. But oh god, there we go. So anyway, someone managed to talk about the Keystone oil line. I mean, that's not gas, right? Which is what I'm talking about. So if you live in Texas, you might be particularly vulnerable to electricity shortages, and so gas is really great. But the thing is, like, on a basic level, the gas supply is just as likely to go out as the electricity supply. And in theory, at least. I mean, in reality, it seems to not be, but it's the same issue on, like, dependence on something else. I mean, true, if you have solar and battery backup, you can cook with electricity too. Yeah, there's so many, like, I think the thing that we really need for more people to switch over to electricity is for batteries to be more common so that we can all just be like, yeah, I have, like, you can get uninterruptible power supplies for your whole home for, like, 4 hours right now. That will cover you to, like, again, if you have, like, servers or anything you need to run in there. I wonder when we'll get to the stage where we have that for, you know, like, not 4 hours, but 4 weeks. And so everyone's like, we only top off the battery. Because, right, okay, the big problem we actually have with electricity is that the peak ways of making electricity that are, like, effectively free once you've installed them, and also are renewable. They don't cost the planet, and also, you know, are the cheapest once you've, you know, like the best solutions to that are like solar and wind. But solar and wind are like two things which can turn off and on, and electricity usage doesn't turn off and on. We use power all day, every day. You know, AC in the summer, and, you know, like, I don't know, running your fridge, all these dumb things. And I think the solution to that is just big batteries. We need to work out how to store this power that we can generate. And it's so weird when you think about it. That even now, again, it blew my mind when I first learned about this. I know if you've studied electricity, this is going to be very obvious to you. But even now, even in 2020, where electricity, our society would just crash if we didn't have electricity. The way we still make electricity to this day is the moment someone needs electricity, we generate it that instant. We don't have a way to use excess electricity, and if we have too little electricity, everything starts to break. And so we perfectly, at any given point in time, any given moment in time, we need to produce the exact right amount of electricity, because we don't, and if we produce too much electricity, we've just wasted the coal or the natural gas or the whatever else, and also caused issues. But, like, the fact that we haven't worked out a way to store power, we've just, like, all your mobile devices have worked out the solution. It's a lithium-ion battery. It'll explode on you if you pierce it, but unless you do that, you're going to be fine. If my electricity went out for good, I would immediately eat my neighbor, says Venus Left. I hate to tell you, but if your neighbor's rich, that implies you live in a rich area, which means that now you need to eat yourself when your power goes out. The new electric F-150 can power your house with its big battery. So electric vehicle head, by the way, the fact that you're called electric vehicle head and you're talking about electric vehicles, perfectly, oh my god, so many broken shovels. Perfectly encapsulating a thing here, don't get me wrong. But figure out how to store lightning would make someone beyond rich. I agree with that, by the way. So why are no more mobs spawning? Do you think I did something wrong, chat? Like, where are the mobs at? Are they just only spawning in some places? I'm gonna take a quick drink of water to break up my Fanta. You can pump water up hydro dams, says Max Carroll. Yeah, I think if we had, like, but the problem is the hydro dam is so expensive to build when compared to a battery for the same capacity, which is weird to imagine, but it's true. Let's put our 4th tree down. Yeah, we are growing our tree supply in a very healthy manner here. To be honest, we should just use redstone to power everything. I mean, clearly you get infinite amount of power from one thing. It's not light level 0. But it was light level 0 before, right? Maybe because we've got the hole in it now. Yeah, let's go. Okay, you know what? Let's make sure it goes all the way down. New update, light level has to be at 0. You may need walls now. We're just gonna keep on moving the thing further and further down. But yeah, I don't know. I think. Oh, I just. Okay, that was silly. Now I've got a different type of log mixed in with the rest. Yep, that's fun. I think that hi, long-term fan. Good to see you, Mr. Coffee Crisp. I'm glad that you like the videos. Yeah, I have heard that the electric F-150 can power your house for, like... Again, this is the biggest type of lithium-ion battery that we have in existence. Like, car-sized lithium-ion batteries. And it's like, yeah, we can power your house for, like, maybe 4 hours. And that's crazy to me. And that's from fully charged. You usually don't have your car at fully charged unless you've just charged it from your house that you wouldn't have power to anyway. Honestly, you know, I think electric cars have this, like, a little bit of a problem to them too. Where we're kind of, like, adding all of this... I don't know, I wonder... Electric cars are a great example of we're going to do something either really smart or really dumb, and it's so impossible to know until we've gone far too far into it. Because either electric cars are going to rid the world of its dependency on oil and dinosaur fumes and whatever else. You don't need more roof, you need more walls, says the Fusion Warrior. But by making the roof wider, I stop the walls getting in, right? Unless it's coming in from the side. But I think light comes down and... Oh, you know, I don't understand enough. Yeah, maybe we should just try that. Just bring it down. Yeah, we'll get a few more layers out just because it'll look pretty. And then we'll bring the walls just down from there. Seriously, watch Technological Connections. He did a whole episode about this, exactly. But, yeah, my point here is just like, oh, wow. This is great. Yeah, I do like Technological Connections. He's like a really, really interesting fella. But, like, you know, he's informed about his stuff. And that's what makes it so interesting, I guess, maybe, is where my point is on this. Okay, so let's make a ton of slabs. And then, after we made a ton of slabs, we can place a ton of regular blocks. Okay. So this is going to be awkward no matter how we do this. I think we're going to have to place, like, a door. Or something. Again, I'm not gonna think about it for now. Just gonna place my blocks. Deal with stuff later. Okay, so actually, wait, we could just place directly until we have something. Okay, can we place underneath this block? I think we can. There we go. Okay, so this last block, we could place a solid thing here. I'm not sure if we're going to yet. But yeah, we're gonna place a ton of these just to solidify this and make... Oh, see, look, mobs are spawning there. Chat, you lied. You're like, oh, it's not light level 0. Do you see the zombies? Is that you being wrong, chat? Do you hear that? Oh, I'm hearing you being wrong right now. Ooh, look how wrong you sound. Okay, we're gonna make it a little bit wider. So if mobs are spawning in the center now, that means every time we place more blocks, we get more mobs to spawn. Oh my god! What are your spawn locations like, dude? What's your problem? Oh, that's fun. Did I just cut him off? Did he drop to the ground? He probably dropped to the ground, right? Oopsie. Anyway, you should make a massive dark oak mansion. I mean, at some point, that's all that's gonna be left to do. Wandering traders are the strangest things. That they definitely are. Okay. Bear in mind, if I fall down from here, I'm basically dead. I don't think I'm fully dead though, so I think I can walk a little bit faster. Place my blocks. It's gonna be great. But if you run out of wood, does that mean the series is over? I mean, it gets a lot harder, but not impossible if I run out of wood. But I think the odds of me running out of wood have gone basically down to 0 now. I think I'm in a pretty good place otherwise. Sunlight has a light level 15 and it travels straight down, so a roof extends 15 blocks over the spawn area is enough. It's cheaper to build a roof than walls. Exactly my thinking. Oh, so he's still hanging on, by the way. It doesn't make any sense that he's still hanging on. But I'm just happy that he's enjoying life there. Just keep on placing. It's a lot of wood. But now I'm hoping it's dark enough that, like, a lot can spawn there. Because if we were getting some mobs spawning before, we're going to get more mobs spawning now, is my thinking. Maybe wrongly so. Why aren't electric cars covered in solar panels? It seems like an obvious thing to do. I think in, like, really hot regions, they're probably... Oh, okay, well, there goes the Wandering Trader. I think in really hot regions, that is actually smart. I would like to know from someone who understands why that's not true and possible and all these other things. Like, there's got to be a reason. I just don't know what it is. Also, I'm going to place a block on the side of this. Ah, you see that? That's my clever solution to all problems. And then we place our trapdoors here. It's a little bit of a pain to do so, but we're going to keep doing it. And then on the side of these trapdoors, we can place more dirt. And so, yeah, oh, actually, we need to place this down a block. I forgot, I messed up. So we'll place here, and then we'll place down one. And then we'll just pretend. We'll come back and fix this all later. But for now, it's fine. That's as... Actually, wait, because the trapdoors are on the... No, they're on the side. There's nothing we can do about that. Yeah, so it's really dark in here. We can all agree it's dark enough that mobs should spawn as long as we keep our distance. I hope we can all agree on that. I need to place a lot of trapdoors. Just on up here, because now that we've done our stuff, we just need to be... Oh, no, I don't want to have an extra trapdoor. I watched the video on that the other day. The efficiency of them combined with the average space means it's not viable. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, it makes sense. Like, again, like, almost every good idea that can be come up with has probably been come up with some idea, some extent. You know, like, again, the idea is not the thing that makes something valuable. Usually, what you need to have something valuable is, like, great execution on a good idea. Oh, God, what did I just do? You know, we made a few blocks. Let's get out of it. Let's see how this works. I want to see how it works during the nighttime, then we'll test it during the daytime. Because we got a zombie already. Maybe he spawned. Hey, he can't have spawned down there, right? Nope, he did not. Did the witch spawn down here? We have to play a dangerous game to find out. Aww. Oh, glowstone dust. Hey, that's a new item. If we collect 4 of these, we can make a glowstone block. We can get lighting, chat. I worked out a way to get lighting. The spawn grid that have the mods are just going to. You know, you didn't say something, but I like to believe you wanted to. Place our 4 trees down. Oh, that's a lot of zombies, by the way. You know, I feel like I have to take advantage of this many zombies. Like, I basically, you know, I'd be rude not to. Okay. Oh, do you see how much the glowstone bounced, by the way? Very fun. Come on, give me some iron. I mean, like, they're here anyway, so we're just gonna kill them. Come on, iron. I hate how big the range of zombies in a box are. It doesn't make any sense to me. But just because it doesn't make sense, it doesn't mean it's not a Minecraft feature. I feel like you want electric vehicles to be as light as possible, honestly. Yeah, there's this fun problem with long-haul flights, where the longer a flight goes, the more fuel they have to carry to... Oh, no. The longer a flight goes, the more fuel it has to carry all the fuel that it needs to carry for the long flight. So flight fuel requirements are exponential. A flight that's double as long doesn't require double as much fuel. It requires double as much fuel, plus the extra fuel to bring the fuel required for the second half of the flight. If that makes any sense. Like, and so you'd figure the same is true for battery electric vehicles. The bigger you make that battery, the more you then need to make the battery bigger to carry the extra capacity that you need from the battery, right? That's my thinking. I may be wrong. Okay, so yeah, we're going to stand around here. That is definitely light level 0. Oh, a slime did spawn. Oh, gosh, I hate my life. All that effort to not have slimes, and then we just get them anyway. Oh, life is painful. Would it be the first half, since that's when it weighs more? Oh, no, I didn't mean the battery itself, because obviously a charged battery technically weighs more than an uncharged battery by, like, such comical amounts that, like, even talking about it is just kind of being funny. But I meant, like, every additional bit of battery that you bring, you know, as opposed to not bringing a battery. Okay, let's put it this way. I have a bike that weighs 16 kilograms, and 10 of those kilograms are battery. If you double the battery size, you make the bike weigh almost double as much. And so now you don't double the range by doing that, because now if a bike, you know, like, you know, the battery size is effectively... You know what I'm saying? Okay, whatever. Okay, now we're going to stand around within 22 blocks of range, and we're going to watch as mobs spawn. We can eat some rotten flesh to get health up, and it'll be good. Bro, you have a big battery. How? Maybe it's 6 and it's not 10, but it's a huge amount. Like I have a bike that should be very light that is basically all battery, which is very good. If I get involved in a crash, it's gonna be a big explosion. I'll probably be recording when I get involved in that crash. That's gonna be a great YouTube video too. Make sure to stay subscribed to see Clickat's fatal crash. I need to make sure I write that in my will. Like, whatever happens, please upload any video footage of my death to the internet. Harrison's on ready for this. Okay, I want to thank Harrison. Not only is Harrison a tireless editor, he does a lot of great work making these videos possible. But on top of that, Harrison is very aware of what happens when I die and the need to exploit my death for some great clickbait thumbnails. Anyway, one creeper. All of that effort, and we got one creeper. Oh, yeah. it's very scary. With Creeper, you never know for sure what's going to happen with it. Okay, so... Yeah, maybe I'm just stood a little bit too close to it. There's definitely an ideal radius we want to be from this thing. But I can't work it out. I guess I was on the roof, so I was kind of close to it. If I stand here, maybe. Maybe that achieves some... Oh no, they're spawning on the very roof of the... Oh yeah, gosh. Also, the spawn cap is filled in by, like, a llama here and some pigs here. That's probably messing with it a little bit too. So yeah, we're gonna fix these problems. I hope. Whew, it's a lot of work though. Just sorted out life insurance and worth more than my husband and parents. That's gonna be validating. There's like a piece of paper, a legal document that a company that should know well has signed saying you are legally worth more. It's still too bright on the outer squares. Oh yeah, I know I'm gonna have to fix more of it. It's just the fact that like it's going nowhere right now. Go on the stairs, says Alejandro. Yeah, that might be a good idea to just spend some time on the stairs. Also, just to make this little area connect, I'm gonna finally end this little square being a separate thing. Just because, again, it's making me feel better about the progress, seeing fewer disconnected areas. Town and the rend distance, I think it could help. We did turn down the simulation distance last stream. The grid needs to be on the same layers, so the mobs fall down right after they fall onto the platform. Yeah, maybe we can blame it on the fact that the second grid has got the problems. We can blame it on that. It's going to be fine. So if we stand on the stairs, we're a little bit closer now. We're 22 blocks hopefully away. You see that creeper? I saw that creeper. So that's probably a 2-hitter, I reckon. Yep, 2 hits, and he's dead. That's a spider. Spiders die immediately, which is probably taking up spawn cap, but not much else. So yeah, we can later work out a better way to do this. But for now it's pretty good. Yeah, the spawn rates they're not appealing right now. So yeah, we're gonna do the second layer of dirt and oh, there's a spider up here. I'm gonna knock you down just to make my life a bit easier for me. Gone. Okay, so yeah, if we bring this layer down a little bit, it'll add more darkness as well, which will be really handy. Actually, it won't add more darkness because the darkness is really going to come from that outside layer. So I guess we'll just remove the dirt that is a block too high up right now. I think that's the easiest thing we can do. We'll place like 1 dirt down. Oh, if we place the 1 dirt down, then they'll spawn on there and be trapped and fine, whatever. We'll just we'll leave the trapdoors up because they're partial blocks. But everything else, it's coming down. I think. Yeah, it's coming down. Now that we've got all of that down, it should make the spawn problem. If that is causing problems, that should go away. And then also, no, we're totally out of. We're very much out of blocks to place around the edge. But what we can do is we can place the half slabs that we need to on top, because we've kind of been neglecting that a little bit. If you dig under the path, you can stand on bedrock and be far enough away from the spawning to work wherever you are. I think it was about being closer rather than further away there. Oh, but I see the issue though is because then if I'm on, I'll only be close to it on one side if I do my thing. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things to consider about this. From the perspective of species survival, women, particularly, relatively speaking, are more valuable than men, ignoring monogamy, says Panos Economides. There is a wild statistic that seems impossible, but is true. That something like 80% of women have survived throughout history long enough to reproduce, but only 40% of men have. I've heard that statistic a few times. I need to source it before I say it anymore, just in case it's like wildly inaccurate. But it is so interesting to me that, like, yeah, I totally agree. Even on a right now level, women are a more as a collective, more valuable thing, right? Because, like, for a species survival, one man and an infinite number of women is better than the inverse. Right? Yeah, actually, yeah, it's one man and 4 billion women could bring humanity back to where we are. Like, if half the population dies, and it's either all the men but one and all the men but one, you could, like, basically bring society back within a few generations. If it was, and so, whereas the other way around, like, you are boned. Like, how many children do you think a woman can have? Like, you're down to, like, a few dozen people within, like, 50 years. If you put carpet in the middle of each spawning platform, you can prevent spider spawning. If you put carpet in the middle... Oh, right. We could also put a button there, right? Or a pressure plate or a slab. Should we do pressure plates, chat? I want to do a pressure plate. Let's put a pressure plate in the middle, just because it looks pretty. Do you like that? As you know, one man can impregnate millions of women, but then they're all inbred morons. They'd be inbred on the next generation down, right? But even then, there's hopefully enough that genetic diversity to go through it. Okay, so fewer men equals fewer serial killers statistically. Yeah, I think that there's a non... Also, by the way, I'm just going to drink some more soy sauce. It's a very delicious beverage. You need a group of at least 1,000 or 10,000 people to have a healthy genetic diversity. Yeah, but I think it's like when you compare to species ending or species going down to 60 people and also being genetically not diverse, right? Like, you wouldn't be fine as a species. Imagine if that happened in the real world where, like, all humans are descended from this one guy. Except, aha, I tricked you, that actually has happened in the real world. Every person, or like, it's like 99.something% of people are directly descendants of Genghis Khan because he had such a wide pool of blah, 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 blah. You know, you could even make some great argument that, like, a lot of weird genetic things come from that. Or maybe that's just a myth that people tell themselves. Yeah, if I stand right here, I'm standing on the bedrock. Now the mobs should be spawning. Man, you know what? They're not, and it's starting to depress me. So we're just going to chop down trees and not think about it. Toy Cat, you should make a lingerie merch, says Crowabbit. Okay, chat, we're going to make lingerie merch together. What should it be? Should we go for, like, you know, this is a great idea that can only go well. No, I think the Toy Cat leggings are as far into the undergarment world. Actually, leggings aren't undergarments. Actually, leggings are undergarments. Like, we only call undergarments the things that go on your you know, primary or secondary sex organs. But like, it is underclothing when you put on, like, they're the first thing on your legs, right? I know where the eyes should be, says Myra. That's it. You know, this, in fact, now we're gonna have to do this, chat. I hope you're happy with yourself. Place a boat on the slime, then jump on it 20 times, then hop in. You know what? I want to know. I don't want to do that, actually. I might die. Actually, no, if I wouldn't die, because I'd just be on the slime block. It's going to be fine. So we'll take our second boat here. Punch, 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 punch. Man, it takes so much to... Come on, I just... So what we're going to do now is we're going to place this down. Okay, we jump on the slime 20 times. Ah, I knew that would happen. Oh no, wait, does the boat bounce? Okay, it does. Oh, that's so cool. I didn't realize boats could bounce. Like, it makes sense that they can. Okay, so the more we jump, the better this goes. Okay, you liking this, chat? You liking this? Building up my momentum. I could probably use this for something, like, actually useful, too. Whee! It's actually, like, a really useful amount of bounce. I feel like. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna use this to get to the... Oh, yeah. The fact that you go into the slimes, a little bit of an issue. But I, fortunately enough, do have a ton of slime blocks lying around. And on top of that, I have too much slime lying around like this. And so I take all of these slimes... I've now got 7 slime blocks. Plus, again, I had 13 that I just didn't take. I think we'll make a 4x4 circle, square, I guess, of this somewhere. Oh, we have to be careful because mobs could probably spawn. Oh no, slime blocks are transparent. They probably can't spawn on it. Boat elevators. You could use that to get to build height. Okay, so we're gonna put that back down. Okay, here's my plan. Here's my... Also, a llama just spawned up there. Oh no, the llama didn't spawn up there. He already was up there. That was confusing. I was like... I thought we had worked out something amazing. Sadly, we had not. So, yeah, we go to one of the corners of where this is going to be. We're not really sure what that is right now. So we'll just place the 4. Because we need these regardless of the boat thing for later anyway. So mobs can spawn with a radius of about 120 in a direction, but not within 24 blocks of you. Oh, so it's definitely closeness that is the concern and not farness. Oh, no. Okay, so yeah, when it is there, I'll be able to jump on it. When it is there, bounce. Ooh. It's very weird to have a boat, like, fall on you like that. Okay, so we're gonna expand that later to be a little bit closer to where we want to be. But for now, creeper is spawning in. Ow, there we go. Look at that, chat. Oh, it worked. For a very brief second, we were kings of the world. No, he died in the sunlight. Which is fine, I got the drop, but like, still. We haven't got a single iron since episode 2, by the way, I think, right? But today is going to be the time that changes. I hope. At the very least, we're going to end up with a ton of blocks. Gunpowder and rotten flesh. Maybe even other things we care about. Yeah, I'm liking it. Okay, I think it really is that distance thing. Like, oh yeah, look at all the mobs spawning in now. This is genuinely the fastest way for me to get zombies now. I can do it during the day, and I can get iron. Just kind of sitting here doing my thing if I want. And yeah, I think standing about here is a good place to be. This has clearly worked. We have proven it. I think. Maybe I'm too cocky about it. I think a few more... Oh no, hostile mobs have their own cap, so it doesn't matter about all these sheep here. Again, fun reminder, the efficiency can be improved here. Can be improved, will be improved. But other than that, pretty good. Okay. I think this is gonna go well. I build stuff out of slime because you can instantly break it, so it's better if you mess up. Yeah, no, I think that's actually I think that is a handy little pro tip right there. But yeah, how are you doing? Toycat asks Miss Pat Van Driver Lady. I had a good day. I learned some facts. I learned sharks don't have bones in their bodies. I learned that they sleep swimming in circles. I don't know if those are true facts. I'm not gonna look them up. Just gonna take them as facts. So I had a good enough day today. And I had a little bit of a life falling apart moment, but we got past it, and now I'm enjoying soy sauce in my Fanta like a well-adjusted human being. Oh man, this takes so long. But once we're up it, we destroy the tree from the top. You're just full of facts, says McBella78. I like facts. I just wanna tell people facts all day, every day. Did you know that turtles are like really rad? I bet you didn't know that. Most sharks don't sleep. They would drown if they did, since water wouldn't move through their lungs. Yeah, exactly. That's why they sleep, air quotes, in circles. They rest in a circle because they need to be always swimming to stay alive. Which, if you think about it, is a... Maybe that's why we call people sharks when they're, like, really brutal. Because it's like, yeah, you don't stop. You just keep going as hard as you need to. Opinions on crumpets? Crumpets are really good. You ever try a crumpet? It's damn good, isn't it? It's really damn good. Love me some crumpets. Did you know spiders don't have bones in their legs? I did not know that spiders don't have bones in their legs. Do you know how Fanta came about? Something about the bad men from Germany in 1930 something. Oh, I have so many axes lying around already. Why do I keep crafting more? Need to learn to start using those. I guess I'm gonna go for a lot of axes anyway, so let's just accept that fact and we'll live better. What's your favorite dinosaur? Toycat says Raptors Attacks Fun Videos. I really, you know, as a kid, you know, when you're young, there are so many things that you just assume are a really important part of your life that never come up. Like, I was genuinely sure at some point I would encounter quicksand. Never happened. Piranhas, yeah, you ever think about how little piranhas come up? Like, you hear about, like, oh yeah, you can't pee in certain types of water because piranhas will swim up there into your urethra. That never happens. What's the scoop with that? I don't know what the scoop with that is. The SO oil logo dinosaur. Is that I've only ever seen the SO, like, I've never seen the dinosaur. I just see the brand, like, it's a red and white logo, right? Like wolves. Was quicksand a thing in the UK? It wasn't, but I watch media that implies that, like, ooh, there's quicksand. What you've got to do is you've got to relax. If you're aggressive towards quicksand, the quicksand detects it and it doesn't let you in. There are fish that swim up there, says Thomas Stendhal. I don't think I'm ever going to swim anywhere where fish will swim into my urethra. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it was greatly exaggerated. You don't pee in water so that you don't get piranhas. No, okay, honestly, the first time I went for a pee in a river was one of the most beautiful things I've ever done. It made me realize, like, wow, we're all chasing this rat race 9 to 5, but really we should be all be peeing in the rivers and in the waterways, trying to make it a better place for those that come after us. I was convinced I'd die in the Bermuda Triangle. Yeah, right? Like, same thing. Like, you know, we all thought, when anyone hears about that, it's like, yeah, someone better do something about this. And then you realize, oh, it's just someone put together a big conspiracy we all believed in. And, you know, I don't know. I feel like so much of life is just, there is this big collective delusion we all buy into. And because it's a collective delusion, we've all bought into it. That makes it real, you know? If everyone believes something fake, the fake thing is real. Because, you know, humans can make things real just with really strong words and belief and stuff. Piranhas are actually nice to humans. That sounds like something a piranha would say, Zachary DT, and I'm not falling for it. Okay, so I've got a lot of saplings now. Maybe too many saplings, some would say. And now we're going to destroy another tree. I guess I need to use this for saplings. The dark oak is small. It is a very cute dark oak tree. You do have to admit, regardless of your thoughts on dark oak, this is a cute tree. Keep the water clean. Pee somewhere else, like some rich a-hole's place. Apparently water isn't clean anyway, so like... Also, there's so many hundreds of millions of liters of water. You know how the pool is like... It's something dumb like 0.9% pee? And you genuinely don't notice pee at the pool? Like, okay, I saw a video, I think it was a Mark Rober video, where he's like, did you know there's a whole gallon of pee in the pool? But the thing is, pee is mostly, like, not only is a gallon of anything inside of a pool very little, but a gallon of pee is actually very little. So it's like, there's this amount of pee, like urea, in the pool. And so, if you imagine a river isn't just one big body of water, it's a flowing body of water. It's changing every 10 seconds like a toilet or something. It's like so incomprehensible how little your pee is making a difference to that waterway. That's why I recommend pee in the rivers. If a pool is under 5% urine, then who really cares? Honestly, let's not act like we, you know, I'm not gonna make this comment actually. I'm gonna back out from the stance I was about to take. Yeah, I peed on my house fire because of the YouTube bug that unsubs from Toycat, so check if you're subbed. Thank you very much, Dolphin Pod 240. Fun reminder, by the way, would you like to become a channel member? Trick question. You would like to become a channel member. How can you do so? by clicking the link at the bottom of the description, or there's like a $sign maybe, and you can support the channel with a monthly subscription. And also on top of that, as well as helping us reach our member goal or whatever else, it'd also help you to get a green name for yourself, and you can watch all sorts of weird exclusive videos, ranging from Toy Cat Babes and Iron Brew, to playing the new Kirby game that came out yesterday for an hour and a bit. Yeah, if you want to see either of those things, you can. What difficulty level are you on? I honestly don't know. I'm not sure if it's that useful or relevant to know either. Maybe it is, and I'm being stupid. Oh, tree grew up again. So we definitely have enough wood for a while. Like, a very long while. And then we've got a lot of other unnecessary blocks. I guess we're going to need those later, so we'll just put the slimes. I'm new, says Kimberly Allen. New to the live stream or new to existence? If you're new to existence, hello. This is where we live. We like it here. I guess not all of us like it here. Man, swallowing's really hard for me right now. I think I'm really dehydrated. I'm gonna drink some water on top of my soy sauce Fanta. My dad was getting milk because I wasn't subbed when I was born. How sad, very sad. So yeah, okay, we've got so much wood now. This is how much wood we have. It is hopefully enough wood to make a real dent in like slabbing this up. Actually, we'll do the slabbing later. The slabbing is a fun little additional task. If we want the farm to work long enough for me to get my iron, we can do it that way. So instead, we're just going to focus solely on, here goes the next layer of wood. Can we place that? We can't. I guess this is a big problem, huh? I guess we just go down more layers. You know, yeah, we'll think about this later. So, thank you, Alejandro, for becoming a channel member. Oh, you joined the member club again. I'm an ex that came back. Hashtag toxic. You know what? What do you reckon, internet? When there's once a thing ends, right, and you get it back together, what are the odds of like success on that? What's like what do people reckon the overall odds are? Because I feel as though it's like societally accepted that like, you know, like I feel like the widespread belief is like, oh yeah, it goes into nothing. But also I feel like there's so many examples where it's not that maybe it's like selective. Maybe it's like lower odds and like, you know, in the same way that like people say things like, oh yeah, you know what happens 100% of the time if you know, like we work in absolutes because we're Sith Lords. Is it Siths? I'm not sure. Oh no. First of all, shouldn't I have survived that? Oh no, I was still well above the... Well, okay. You know, good news is it's not that far off a journey. Bad news is that was a big waste. Finally caught a stream, yay. I was intrigued by this challenge and wanted it to be actually beautiful. And waiting on a data pack commission to make it while keeping the grind. I think the moment you make Superflat worthwhile, like to me, I'm like a big purist when it comes to Minecraft challenges. Okay, let's just pretend that didn't happen, chat. Let's no one saw anything. But yeah, I think oh man, look how many mobs spawn in the few patches of grass we do have. Like this is genuinely, I think we've accidentally made a mob farm. Because look at the quantity and quality we get of cow spawns, etc. Because they can only spawn in a fixed area. What didn't happen? I didn't see it. If you didn't see it, I didn't see it. Okay, we're gonna eat our pork, and we're gonna place our stuff, and we're gonna put our leather cap on. Okay, let's go. So yeah, I think we've just made it a whole layer darker. We're gonna make it a whole extra layer darker, and then so on and so forth. Because you can see these very edges right here are definitely not dark enough to spawn mobs. I don't know how anything else is. Actually, where is that spider? Did you hear that? Did you hear that spider? Did he despawn the moment I got up here or something? Anyway, yeah, we're gonna place some We can place the trapdoor in the middle of these too, honestly. But I think pressure plates will be a more scenic thing. It stops spiders from spawning in. Because they're worth nothing to us. They just spawn and they die, and it's not much else going on. Are you taunting me? Today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna achieve pure beauty. I want to get an iron ingot today. I want to say that on top of all the work we did on getting a regular source of iron, thank you so much, Ario, for becoming the 327th channel member. We are 73 members away from the goal. But no, yeah, I really like the member. We've been making some positive progress on members. And it helps encourage me to, like, keep streaming in times where it's hard. In New York City, the legal penalty for jumping...
In New York City, the legal penalty for jumping off a building is death.
A lot of countries have laws like that, where it's like suicide is illegal. And it's funny, like, I mean, I think they're actually well-intentioned laws. It's like, we like to meme on them as society, and, like, rightfully so, honestly. But, like, they are well-intentioned laws, in my honest opinion. And I placed, not a trapdoor there. Why did I place a trapdoor? But, like, the idea is just to, like, for some people, laws are genuinely one of the most important things. Like, I don't know, in a country, like, it's like, well, you know, like, that's the way that I base all my morality and stuff. If it's legal, it's okay. If it's not legal, it's not. And it's really weird to people who actually have their own moral compasses and sense of right and wrong that they follow. But it's the way that the world do be. And so, if a single person doesn't commit suicide because they think, oh, drats, it's illegal, then I guess it's worth having a dumb, unenforceable law, right? Like, I don't know if that is actually true. But that's the stance the world takes on some large level. Suicide is illegal, so the police have the right to get to your house, says JoeCap. Is that actually true? Suicide's illegal because it is the destruction of government property? No, for real. If you think about it, it actually is. Like, the government spends so much money on every child. Think about how much, like, not only the subsidized healthcare to have you be born. I know if you live in America, like, oh no, there's no subsidy. No, in America you have the largest government healthcare program in the world. It's just you also pay a lot of money personally too. Like, whatever. That's not what we're discussing today, but it's an interesting little aside on this little tangent. But yeah, I like, not only is it like expensive to literally bring a child into the world in that sense of the word, but also, oh man, why is that lit up? Wait, chat, can you tell me that? Why are these sides of it dark, but that side is lit? I actually don't understand. Like, it's full darkness on all the sides, except there. Where is the light coming from? Why are these all fully... What? I'm gonna break a few blocks, I guess. Slabs somewhere. Do two slabs make a... Like, the slabs on the top shouldn't make a difference, right? I'm guessing somewhere in this mess, we used half slabs. So we then replaced the block. Or maybe the half slabs just don't extend as far this way. I really find it hard to be sure. But I don't even know. Yeah, I'll place the half slabs down. I know that's not it, because it doesn't make any sense that would be it. But just in case it magically solves it, we'll place a ton of half slabs over there. Oh my god, 35 months, that's so long, says Kyla. Oh, it's good to see you, Kyla. It is, man, 3 years. How time passes. I hope things have been well for yourself. Maybe as well as they once were, and maybe better than they once were. Maybe the best they've ever been. Okay, so again, I'm gonna place all of these half slabs over here. But yeah, we're doing Superflat Survival right now. If you're not familiar with it, it's the dumbest challenge I think I've ever embarked upon. But I've been enjoying it. Like, again, I think a part of that is particularly fun. seeing a lot of other people be like, yeah, this is dumb. I want a part of this myself. Is some of the beauty in this. Okay, so look how many half slabs I've just placed. There's now more half slabs on this side than on any other side. And let me prove to you, chat, that that is not going to make the light go away. As you can see, there. Why is it lit there? What can I do about that? Okay, I'm gonna try reloading the world just in case it's one of those lighting glitches. There needs to be a light sponge block. Oh dear God. Okay, so actually, yeah, relogging the world did fix it. Weirdly enough, it also almost killed me because you can't. If you leave the world on a half slab, Minecraft doesn't like that. But yeah, now we got a functional farm. If we leave this, we're gonna get some actually good results, I hope. Also, I'm hoping that my boat bounce will work a lot better. Actually, do I have to be on the? You know, actually, I'm gonna dig these blocks into slime blocks, and we're gonna do this in the morning. But I'm looking forward to this, chat. We're gonna do a big old boat bounce. So yeah, the farm is now working. It took some effort, but we got it. Oh damn it! It takes so much work to do that. Place the boat down. See if anything ends up in there. Lighting glitch. Yeah, that was such a weird one though. Like I guess I've never cared about lighting enough for that to be such a game-breaking issue. You need to do a Java run, see how much easier it is. That might be a fun thing. If enough people like this, we can try this in Java. Michael D, manifesting good zombie drops. We are getting our iron ingot before we leave now. I say, before getting soul crushed by lack of good drops. Okay, I can do this. First of all, I want to show you something fun, chat. If you just joined in the last, like Kyla has, and a lot of people obviously statistically are just joining. If you bounce a bunch on a slime block, and then you get in a boat, the boat takes your bounce with you. And so look, that's a way to get, oh yeah! That's my new way to climb on top of this thing. First of all, very fun. Second of all, I don't want to land on the boat. I want to land anywhere but the boat. I guess I should make this a bit wider, just to avoid that very same issue. Now we place some of these around. And that just now we can make sure the boat has its area. Oh god, the boat's just kept its momentum anyway. That's so weird, like. Has it still got momentum now, do you think? Also, why are slime blocks an instant break? Okay, so no, the boat momentum has gone. You have to turn structures off on Java to make it a fair comparison. Okay, Java has villages. Honestly, the best way to do it would be the console version, where you've got all the structures and not just villages. Also, boats go slightly smoother on slime than other things. Today we learned.
I hope this tip finds you well.
This tip did find me well. Or did I find this tip well? I guess we'll never know which of those it is. Okay, so if I stand on this side, I'm now standing at a distance where mobs should be able to spawn. Also, the tip totally found me well, Iron Fist. Thank you so much for the 20 again, that's not only a lobster roll, that's a lobster roll and a side drink. I really appreciate that. Tomorrow, as well as finding a good donut, I'm gonna find a really good donut. But I'm also gonna find a lobster roll now. It's gonna be really good. Thank you for making my tomorrow a little bit better. What is it about mob spawning here that just keeps changing its mind? Like, sometimes it's working amazingly, and other times it's literally a ghost town. Chat, do you understand what's happening here? Because I don't think I do. Yeah, it's really dark. Also, there's a creeper that just spawned there. Should I just keep doing laps around it? We got a skeleton. We got okay, zombie. Okay, it's happening now. And now we just keep going. Also, I think I want to place the light source down here, just so I can see better. Also, why did that zombie just get straight up aggressive towards the? Okay, I'm not gonna figure that out. Maybe they got aggressive towards each other up there, No, they can't have been, because I wasn't up there to... Oh, also, we got a music disc. Whoa. Chat, look at that. That was an accident. We can't make a jukebox for a very... Can we ever make a jukebox, actually? But I'm happy with the premise. So, yeah, we can stare at the music disc. I mean, like, we want to make a big collection of all the different blocks we've got later. So that'll be a nice little part of it, I guess. So yeah, this is... I think we need to do the second layer up. You know, have more surface area for mobs to spawn. Because it's fun and all right now. But I don't think it's working at peak efficiency. Also, I think if you look up here... Yeah, some of these mobs are going to fall off onto this ground, which isn't ideal. So, yeah, I think we need to move more of this over to the right. Like, over here, we should definitely have some blocks. Yeah, like, the checkerboard should be over here on these 2 blocks as well. Was that the other side disc? It wasn't. You can't get other side from creepers, sadly. As surreal as that was. So, yeah. I want iron. Give me iron, Minecraft gods. In the meantime, I'll do some shoveling. Hope some zombies fall down while I do. Oh, a spider. See, that's the weirdest thing. Do you see the way that spider fell onto nothing and just died? Did they just calculate the full damage as it was going and they're like, you're not even going to make it to the ground. You can just die right here. I don't understand it. I find it to be very odd. But can you even get a jukebox like this? What do you mean like this? Are you trying to be prejudiced against flat players? Just because we're not as hilly as you. A mob fell in your packed dirt and then unpacked it. Wait, is that? Let's go check. I noticed that on my spider farm. What is... I don't understand the mob spawning mechanics here and why they're like super... It's like, it happens a ton and then it stops. Like we had 4 zombies and then none. Then 4 and then none. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get as much bouncing done as I can while we stare at the farm. We're going to make the biggest bounce, chat. We're going to make the biggest bounce. I'm hoping that the more we bounce, the more the boat bounces. Yeah, we're not getting any. Oh, there we go. That's a skeleton. You should make the farm into a desert temple and build a floating desert well next to it. Now that is a good idea. That is a very good idea. Why are you bouncy? Because of this. Oh no, it's got a max height clearly. Bounce. 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 You should put a fence around the drop zone. Mobs are dying to the sun by accident. Yeah, that is a good idea. I think the sun thing's going to be less of a problem because, like, all of this is now underneath the big dome, which is handy. But yeah, let's go in there. Oh gosh. Oh, actually, this is a really clever way to get the discs in your survival world. If you want to, okay, even though this is a super flat design chat, if you wanted to get music discs and you feel like spending 4 hours to do so, you better believe you technically can. So this one's going to take 2 hits to kill. So we're just going to... Oh, wow, even more than that. Wait, how does he have all of his health? Did he just not take full damage at all? Technically, with infinite time and patience, you could get max enchanted diamond armor from a very rare mob drop. Yeah, no, that is technically true. We can get diamonds... We can get diamond armor. Whether we can get diamond stuff itself is a different question. So, yeah, spider jockey. Oh, the spider died, but the skeleton was... I get it. So, for this to work more, we need to make the darkness bigger, and we need to make it 2 layers high. We are so deep into this farm. You better believe there's going to be a part 3 tomorrow, though. Thank you so much for coming along to the stream. Thank you to the people who became members. Thank you to everyone who watched. If you are a member, please do enjoy the new your access to, again, Toy Cat Bathing in Iron Brew, or whatever else is behind the member wall, as well as that weird Kirby thing. And if you watched, thank you so much for coming along with me here. I really enjoy these live streams, and it wouldn't be possible without you. Or it would be possible, but I'd be sitting here drinking soy sauce alone. You know, someone would call a mental health official on me. But when we do it this way, it's called being an influencer. And so if you felt influenced by this video, consider liking and or subscribing. I'm going to see you tomorrow. I'm also going to hopefully get a Q&A done or something. And if I do, then you'll see that tomorrow. Goodbye. Whoa, I'm tired. I'm really tired. Why do I stream so late? Why do I do this to myself? I don't know, but I do. And it's worth it. Okay, bye.